Hello ladies and gentlemen, well, it's time for another Alpha X tournament, another community tournament. This time we're going to have Alpha X Super Tournament, actually Alpha X Apprentice Super Tournament number 2. So guys, I'm really excited about this. We had to slow down a little bit with Alpha X Apprentice due to due to the coronavirus pandemic going on. So we had some, of course, every player had some little problems, but I think we're handling fine. Most of us are doing fine. So it's time to do something a little bit different, but still providing our viewers some beautiful games, providing our players some chances to show us how they are performing lately, and of course even to support the scene with some well-earned esports money, of course. So you can tap exclamation mark match arena exclamation mark bracket to check both the bracket and the match arena code available for these matches, for this tournament. And I'm going to take a look real quick at the bracket. It should be live in about a moment. I don't think it's already live. I think it will be in just a little bit, but just to make sure everybody sees this, there is going to be quite a lot of players. The tournament is going to be double elimination, as you can see. So we're gonna have a lot of games actually. Of course, best of 3 tournament into best of 5 finals. New map pool, so it's gonna be interesting to see how many of the new maps are going to be actually played a lot. Not too sure, to be honest. Could be a couple, could be none. I guess we will all see in just a little bit what is going to happen. So I think everybody is slowly getting on the hot train, getting ready for the tournament. And check-in should be over. So yeah, we have the final bracket. Finally, we have some old players, newcomers, a little bit of everything over here. So let's get into it. 2 Alpha X Apprentice legends actually coming back. Token and Art of Fire gonna be seed number 1 and seed number 2. Of course, we're gonna have Veritas at seed number 3. Those are going to be the favorite to win the whole tournament. Of course, it's kind of nice to see Token back at it again after he had to forfeit the Alpha X Apprentice, so he will try to make a run for it in this tournament. Of course, Arrow Fire still pretty dominant in Alpha X Apprentice, first of his group, not a single loss in his matches. He's proving himself to be quite a scary player for the others. Of course, we have other very strong players, some newcomers in this as well, and some of our beloved community members. So, oops. Brackets are live, guys. We're waiting for the players to get on their games, and we will jump on one of their games as well. It's going to be 11 players showing up here at the final bracket. With double elimination, still gonna be quite a lot of games. There's still 30 bucks for the first prize and 10 bucks for the second place, alongside a match arena code, or through a match arena code most than anything. But guys, it's going to be very, very interesting. Of course, make sure to check also the stream of my buddy Renegade for, of course, other matches. Matches are not casting. If you're interested in something else happening in the bracket, there's his stream as well to take a look at some great games. So players are looking for each other here in our in-game chat. So I have to decide which game to jump on right now though. And well, I have absolutely no clue which one of these is going to be interesting. Of course, Devin versus Kawayan is going to be quite interesting. Reality versus Onigami also gonna be one of the matches to look for. Also, yeah, Rock versus Monster. There are a couple great matches to take a look at. I'm kinda interested about seeing who's gonna face Dokon and who's gonna face Arrow Fire, but I don't really want to follow one single player too much. So I think I'm not gonna start with either Iron versus Death Whaler and Devin versus Kawayan. But yeah, Reality versus Onigami looks great to me as well. So let's just start Reality. Yeah, so we're waiting for the guys to get on their games. Gonna take a little bit. Yeah, we have some pretty damn good players. Like, this is going to be quite rough for some of them. Also, gonna make sure me and Renegade are not gonna cast the same games. But yeah, just gonna tell good luck to a couple people as well. So it's quite interesting to see some of these guys showing up. Like, some of them are really not prone to show some gains in things like Apprentice. Of course, those are pretty long tournaments, so it makes sense. Like, being able to just set up even 2 matches a week, best of 5, and handling a month-long tournament. Well, a month if we're going fast. Like, most Alpha X Apprentice take even a month and a half, or maybe even more. But yeah, it's not the easiest commitment ever. So Renegade is going to cast Devin versus Kawayan. But still, guys, we're still looking for our first game. Of course, players are still looking for each other. So if we find a game beforehand, even if it's not our favorite game, I think I'm still going to jump on it. It's been 10 minutes since the brackets were ready. I mean, I used exactly the code you posted. So, Sushi, if that is not the correct match arena code, it's not on me. Like, it's definitely not on me. Like, I really copied and pasted it. So we have finally one game. As I said, I wanted to jump on Reality versus Onigami. Multiple reasons. But I'm going to talk about it when we're going to get started. I think the players are going to be ready in just a second. I'm definitely ready. So Reality is gonna take a restroom break for just a second. But yeah, this bracket is looking pretty nice, to be honest. Oh my god, no, not what I wanted. Yeah, here we are. Like, this bracket is looking really nice. Like, it's fine for me to see like some very strong players just handling each other in the round of 11. Yes, it's a round of 11. But still, like, the top dogs are still gonna have to play quite a rough match. Whoever wins between Hiron and Wheeler and Devin and Kawayan, it's going to be quite a hustle for Token and Arafire. Although Rock versus Monster versus Veritas also going to be quite the match. Actually, well, probably that shouldn't be too bad of a match as well. But yeah, Reality versus Onigami, PvT. Guys, yeah, I just like PvT. Like, I can handle it. Like, PvT is just... Oh my god. I'm a Zerg, and I think I'm going to regret what I'm saying. But PvT is my favorite matchup. I think it's the most solid matchup. The most balanced matchup. Even if it sounds weird to say. Like, PvT used to be like this hell of an unbalanced matchup where things were going sideways in every possible way for like a year. Then the meta shifted so much, it became quite... Every game kind of become the same kind of things, and if you don't do those things, like, you're gonna go pretty bad. And I really like seeing who's the most solid player between two players. Like, being able to sneak in some like weird stuff in this matchup makes a player really good. And of course, if you keep on being very solid in this matchup, you're going to go far. And that's also very interesting. Well, let's see. Let's get into the first game. Here we are. In the top left hand corner, spawning as the blue Protoss player, the North American Reality. In the bottom right hand corner instead, spawning as the red Terran, it is Onigami. Good luck, have fun indeed, guys. Of course, we all have to put our mind into something in those nasty days. Things are going awry for every one of us, but we will handle, and StarCraft will be our best company for those days, quarantined or not, guys. StarCraft is gonna accompany us through these rough days. Reality already walling off his mineral line completely with the gateway. Like, most players actually do that. It's just a matter of preference. He's going to make the Reaper very easy to ult and prevent any damage from coming. Of course, this little probe trying to delay the barracks a little bit won't be able to do so. Just trying to get some tiny bits of damage. Maybe even try to delay the command center a little bit. It looks like Reality is not putting any effort into it. Cybernetics go first, Nexus second. Not quite sure about the reasoning behind it. It's still going to be quite a safe opener. I guess Reality just wants to keep it as safe as possible, and this is already looking weird. So, already a tech lab attached to these Rex. And, oh, goodbye little probe. Already tech lab attached to these Rex, as I was saying, and this is going to be a concussive shell timing attack. This is not going to be a very committed attack, but still, Onigami is going to keep his tech very behind in the early game. It is going to be quite a race for Reality to get his better units and be able to hold once he sees with the Adept what is coming to him. But yeah, concussive shells takes an absurd little amount of time. Like, it's so quick as an upgrade that it makes these timing attacks very much deadly. Second Marauder already out. Onigami will be scouted, but with 2 Marauders out and 1 Marine, this Adept has no chance about escaping. He will see that and he will die for it. Twilight Council just halfway through. while Onigami marches through the map with his small but pretty strong army nonetheless. 2 Marauders and a Marine are still going to be quite hard to hold for 1 Sentry and 1 Stalker. I'd say probably impossible to hold. So a couple probes will definitely die to this. Onigami just trying to hit as soon as possible. There is 1 shield battery out. Onigami still doesn't have his numbers quite high. Of course, with the Adept Scouting, this attack coming, I don't think Onigami can really make too much happen. Reality is going to lose a probe for this. 1 Phoenix will scout. It looks like the Protoss player is still handling it as safe as possible, not trying to rush any kind of tech whatsoever. He knows his opponent had to take some huge tech step backs to try and do this build order, and he will try to just play his standard game, get his Blink Stalkers, get the amount of damage he wants to get. Steam is almost done, by the way. Like, this is already 3 racks before Starport. There is already a great production by Onigami that could actually deal some serious damage right now. Steam is done. And with Steam done, this army is quite scary. Even for Blink Stalkers and Micro and Shield Battery, his spur base will not survive any longer. Reality actually walking through the map. He will find some reinforcements. Meanwhile, Onigami walks back with his own army. It looks like Reality was able to scare his opponent into coming back. Recall is very much an option. So Onigami knows those units could be back into the Protoss base anytime soon. Of course, these Blink Stalkers are still going to be cleared easily by Onigami, who's still going to use a Steam, and this Steam is going to be keeping Onigami behind for quite a while. He cannot really walk through the map. So Onigami, this is his game to get right now. Reality has done his move. Now it's Onigami's turn to make something happen, because otherwise, once Reality starts to get the very much desired tech units he needs, it's going to be quite hard for Onigami to do this. Of course, 4 Stalkers will not be able to hold each and every unit Onigami is sending through the map. This Nexus is probably going to fall. Probes trying to do their best to survive. Meanwhile, Stalkers, good micro from Reality, trying to get 1 Marauder and managing to do so. But now there are 2 Medivacs. These bio units will be healed almost back to full. A lot of energy will need to be used. A couple more probes are going to fall, so it's gonna be 7 probes down and a Nexus. Huge losses for Reality actually. There was supply blocked for a while, and it's supply blocked once again. There is 1 Immortal out right now, but these are a little bit too many Marines steaming forward onto the shield battery. Reality calls to GG. Onigami does it with just a lot of wrecks and no mercy. That was very weird. Like, concussive shells, okay. I mean, it makes sense. You can do a lot of damage in the early game. 3 units walking through the map. Okay, I mean, just get some scouting, you have map control, do whatever. 5 Stalkers threatening so much Onigami to step back. Well, anyway, once I've seen 3 racks, no starport, a factory halfway through, I was just like, what is going on? Like, 3 racks before starport? Like, it's not even a 3-1-1, like, it's just madness, and it worked. Like, it very much worked because it's such an anti-meta build that Blink Stalkers cannot really do much about it. Like, there is absolutely no way Blink Stalkers can do anything about a full army of Steam Marines and Marauders at your doorstep, even if Steam is almost permanent in that scenario because the Medivacs came into the bush so late. Still, no actual way for the Protoss to hold that in case he has gone for a Twilight Council standard Blink Stalkers opener. I mean, losing those 5 Stalkers, also a pretty big hit for Reality, but still, being able to hold such a weird kind of playstyle is not going to be the easiest. So, not surprised by Onigami actually managing to make a dent into Reality's defenses. Very much surprised about seeing such a weird build work these well. Spawning in the top left hand corner as the blue Protoss, it is Reality. And in the bottom right hand corner, the beloved Red Terran, it is Onigami. What does Onigami mean, by the way? Like, doesn't Oni mean monster or something? I don't know. Once again, Reality fully voting off his probes. The Reaper not gonna be an issue for him in this early game. Going to go for his Gateway Scout, very much standard. Onigami, meanwhile, going instead for what looks like it's going to be a Reaper expand, not a weird opener again. But I mean, he made a Marine as his first unit before. I'm not even too sure why, to be honest. Like, a Reaper would have put Reality a little bit less on his toes. Like, a full scouting unit doesn't really scare you in any way. Okay, it's a Marine first again. Like, a Reaper is not a reason you should be scared about something coming. A Marine first is almost always a reason why you should really be careful about what could possibly be happening on the other side of the map. Yes, if he will scout, there's a energy score going down just before the Nexus. So Reality is playing it safe once again. Not really want to mess a little bit too much with his opener or going too greedy. Just wants to go for a Nexus into, well, for a Cybercore into Nexus. Chrono boosting this Adept to handle with a Reaper in case it should come, but no Reaper will ever come. So this Adept will be a good scouting tool, because meanwhile on the other side of the map, Onigami is going for a Reactorate Factory probably. He's making 2 Marines now, but he's going to be probably lifting these Rex in favor of the Factory. At least that's what I think. Then it's going to be either Aliens in a plane or Mines in a plane. Blink Stalkers is going to be again the choice of Reality. Looks like it's just the most solid way to play the matchup. Onigami is making a ton of Marines right now actually. He's making more Marines, not yet. Okay, it's going to be Widow Mines in a plane. And that's probably, I guess it should be one of the best bets for Terran in this matchup. Just because you can get so much damage if your opponent is not aware of it. And the amount of scouting information you can get from this without actually committing is huge. And this skin is lovely. Look at them. Meanwhile, Onigami going to be able to hold whatever is coming up that ramp, either being an Adept or Blink Stalkers. Nothing will go through that ramp. Of course, an Hallucinated Phoenix will get a lot of scouting information. Reality will see everything that's happening right now. He will see the Tech Club. He didn't click on it, I think, but I think he knows actually this is a Tech Club. He knows his opponent is making 2 Marines at once. He knows these Widow Mines are shortly to go into the Medivac, and he knows the factory is producing some units with a Tech Club attached. One Liberator also on the way for Onigami, who wants to have a second scouting tool. every Terran scouting tool is also an attack tool, of course. Medivac, drops, and Liberators, both pretty viable harass options. There are some units in position for reality, but there is still quite some dead air. This is doing axes in which Onigami can go through. He cannot really break through here, but he can still like boost over there. Because he doesn't really want to waste his Medivac. He's probably waiting for the Liberated to be out on the other side to force some army movement out of his opponent. There is the first Immortal probably going to be out in a little bit less than a minute. Perfectly on time for reality. But will it be able to be out just in time to get on top of this tank? That's going to be a whole other question. Charge halfway through. Reality badly needs some more army. The Widowman drop didn't do much. Really, the Widowman, the Medivac actually survives, and there is going to be bunkers just at the doorstep of Reality's third base. And Onigami really wants to make something happen. There are two tanks out right now on two very, very different spots. Reality trying to save his probes. One SCV will go down. 3 probes, 5 probes, a lot of probes are going down. This Liberator over here putting on some serious work. Reality forcing himself to not mine from multiple bases, and these bunkers are now up. This third base is going to be history in just a while. The probes are saved, but will Reality be able to hold this? I don't think he has enough. Widowman drop finally prevented, and Reality will have one base in which he can safely mine, but his income has been 0 for such a long time right now that I don't think it will make a difference. Reality losing 15 probes. He has quite a lot of Blink Stalkers. He has charged on. He can use these Zealots to get into action. But there are bunkers out right now. More SCVs joining the front. And 2 more Medivacs will help Onigami with his push forward. Leapfrogging those tanks is the priority for the Terran player, which is bringing more and more units into the battle. Very quickly now, dropping a full Medivac into the main of Reality. And fighting on the other side as well. The bunker will go down, even not cancelled, but so many probes are dying right now for Reality. Totally unaware of this split incoming. Onigami needs to push now. He lost quite a lot of Marines in the front, but these Marines over here are fighting to the last. Oh my god. That was an orthosis pylon if I ever saw one. 6 buildings, actually 5 buildings unpowered. 3 of them are the only tech structures. Reality has no cybernetics core, no robotics facility, and no Twilight console. For the Protoss player, robotics bay is on the way for him. He needs a way to break this. Let's see, Reality is trying to break through. Blink Stalkers get on top of the tanks. This push, this contain is going to be broken by Onigami right now. 44 workers to 31. And army supply is pretty much going to be similar. That mule not going to do anything really. But Onigami still has something back home. These Stalkers need to go through the map to get some more damage right now. Meanwhile, Reality badly needs that third base. He needs more probes. He needs more income. He needs more everything, really. The income of Onigami is not by a lot superior to the one of his opponent. Yeah, look at his SCV. What? Reality going through the map with these Stalkers. He's probably looking to prevent Onigami from getting too comfortable on his third base. These Stalkers need to make something happen. Of course, there are some Zealots as well to maybe tank a little bit, but this is a powerful bio army. Reality needs to just blink away, get a couple of hits, then blink away again. That's probably going to be a little bit too late for that kind of playstyle. He's getting other kind of units. First Colossus is going to be up in a second. Meanwhile, Templar Archives just finished. Archon's going to be way more important than anything else right now. But Reality doesn't really give up, does he? He's getting Here, with these Stalkers, you will get a little bit of damage, then just blink away, not losing a single unit. Those Bio steaming forward, trying to get those Stalkers. Steaming again, actually, very risky move. I think Reality could have got some tiny bits of damage over here, but of course, losing some of those Stalkers could have been the end of him in this series. Let's see what will the Protoss player be able to do in this very, very tough scenario. Storm is going to be once again very important, but the army of Onigami is incredibly strong right now. That's so much bio upgrades kicking in a little bit as well. How are the upgrades actually? Plus 1 concussive shell, combat shells, shields, steam puck, and plus 1 infantry armor is going to be kicking in a little bit as well. 2 tanks to help with the fight. These medivacs are almost out of energy, but there is just a little bit too much bio. There are 2 Colossi out. Those Colossi need to do a lot of work, but extended thermal lance is not done, and this is going to be the end of Reality as army. A perfect concave of Onigami is going to be steaming forward on the whole army of the Protoss player. And GG gets cold. Onigami is going to advance to the next stage of the tournament. Very well done by our Terran player. Of course, best of luck to Reality in the losers bracket. It's still going to be a double elimination tournament. Still a lot of games to be going through for our Protoss player. Meanwhile, how did Monster win 3-0 over Aurora Rock? If this is a best of 3, it's going to be a mystery for the ages, guys. So, Tokon versus Hiren. Is the game I would like to take a look at. I think they're already in the game. Oh, actually no. Oh, also Monster vs. Veritas. Yeah, that's another great game to be discussing. Yeah, definitely going to go into Monster vs. Veritas. Trying to get comfortable with my mic. Do we get Vita? Yeah. Why shouldn't you guys get Vitas? It's best of 3. Or you just play random maps. Oh. Well, let's take a look at what has gone on in the bracket. Meanwhile, it looks like a couple games already at a pretty solid result. Monster getting a 2-0 over Aurora Rock. Quite impressive by Monster. Of course, very even matchup to pretty strong players. Of course, Monster is going to be facing Veritas. Once again, another great matchup that I can't wait to take a look at. Hiren versus the Wheeler. It looks like Hiren was able to beat his opponent. Gonna be facing Tokon, our current Alpha X Apprentice champion in the round of 8. The winner is going to face Onigami. Would love to see some TVT action, so we will see what will go on in that game. Meanwhile, lowest bracket, Reality is waiting for his opponent, which is going to be, which set is this? Is going to be the loser of Devin versus Kawayan. So probably Reality is going to be facing Devin. It seems like Kawayan is 1 point ahead. You can check this game, of course, by clicking here and getting on the stream of My Body Renegade. Of course, make sure to check his stream. Great caster, guys. Highly recommend it. But we need to get into the action again. I think the players getting their videos, and we're just waiting for them to be done to get into their games. Let's take a look at our profiles. Of course, Monster is EU, so not going to be able to see which is his current rank. Veritas still around 5k master player, Terran player. Some TVZ action, very much going to be appreciated from me. CVT, dang guys, like who doesn't love CVT? Let's all be honest. Unless Monster decides to play Terran. Is Monster Terran? Wait, Monster is Terran? Easy though? Yeah, he's Terran. Okay, he's not Zerg. And I'm a fool right now. Looks like I was mistaken. It's going to be some TVT. Well, I was talking about wanting to see some TVT action. We got it, guys. Let's get on. Veritas versus Monster, everybody. TVT best of 3, round of 8. Mystic, I guess I know how to play against reality from now on. Well, I mean, playing aggressively against reality is not always a great idea. I've seen that guy lose like 20 probes and still win the game. Like, he's the king of comebacks. Like, don't play fire with him too much. Spawning in the top left hand corner as the green Terran. It is Veritas. In the bottom right hand corner instead, spawning as the blue Terran, it is Monster. Not a guy I have seen in games of, to be honest. Monster is quite a new face for me, while Veritas, very much the opposite. Very well known face here in Alpha X. So Veritas going to go for a scout. Monster looks like he isn't. I'm not too sure about his Rex positioning. I mean, it is probably just to mess a little bit with Veritas' mind and make him like be a little bit scared about something coming, like a proxy. I don't really see any reason for it, to be honest. But Monster is going to be having a factory up very much. Oh my god, okay, no, I thought it worked. Like, I almost thought it actually worked. Like, crazy. Veritas factory is going to be way later compared to the one of Monster. But the other Terran player is going to be having quite a weaker economy for quite a while. He's been mining gas from 2. Actually not even that, because he's mining gas from 2 extractors. Yeah, refinery, sorry. Yes, but he is still mining with 3 SCVs and not 6. Now the Reaper dance can begin. There is one Reaper on the high ground who's gonna keep the other away. Monster trying to win the battle between Reapers, but he's going to lose it. Veritas gets one Reaper basically for free, and that's going to be quite the hit, since Monster is really going for "I'm going to send units on your side of the map" strategy. One alien shows up. This command center will be finally delayed by Monster's aggressive build order. But I don't think this is going to be posing a huge threat to Veritas right now. Monster's command center is going to be way late compared to the one of the Green Terran. Right now, a little bit of army is going to be facing Veritas for Monster. But it looks like the defense advantage is still going to be in favor of Veritas. So Monster gonna get his command center in the natural still a little bit later compared to his opponent. It looks like Orbiter command is already up for Veritas, who's gonna get a 46 supply against 38. I mean, winning that early engagement was pretty much a winning situation for the early game of Veritas. And Monster instead is going to go for those defensive units. One Cyclone is out, Raven is out as well. What is going to be the choice of Monster actually? 2 Cyclones? Isn't that a little bit too much? I mean, they're good for defense, but not for much else. Veritas is going to get a defensive Cyclone as well. Those aliens are trying to get into the action. There are a lot of clump up units for Monster, but I don't think that Veritas is really getting the best engagement possible. Of course, getting a Cyclone or 2 is still going to be huge. Meanwhile, 3 SCVs died to a Liberator. I totally missed that. How could I possibly have done this? The aliens getting in the mineral line of the natural. 8 SCVs down for Monster. Veritas getting so much damage. This one Cyclone is going to get the lock-on on top of the Liberator. Gonna get an easy kill for the Blue Terran. But was it enough to prevent Veritas from getting a Monster's advantage? I don't really think so. Third command center already up for the Green Terran. Tech advantage, production advantage. Everything is going in favor of Veritas, who's just behind in army supply right now after losing those aliens. Everything else is going in his way. Veritas not going to be having air advantage anytime soon though. Monster already has 1 Raven out, already getting double Vikings production. Meanwhile, Veritas still having to handle his starport production in the best possible way. 3 racks, 1 factory, 1 starport, the standard 2 base Terran. Production tab is going to be 5 Marines, 1 Marauder, 1 tank, double Viking. Actually, no Marauders, this is TVT. Why do I think Marauders are going to be a thing? Like, yeah, 5 Marines and that's it. That's not going to be a 4th rack. Veritas getting his third command center way quicker than his opponent and actually scouting Monster, not getting one for himself as well. That's already some good bits of information. Monster is getting a, no pun intended, Monster's army. Of course, air advantage very much important in this matchup, especially since Monster has just more tanks than his opponent. He's making 2 at a time actually. Like, the production type of Monster is looking vastly different from the one of Veritas. He's going to be 3 racks, 3 factories, 1 racks, 1 starport for Monster. Going full mech against Veritas, who's going instead for a more mobile army, Marines. Steam is done for Veritas as well, so he can get some good engagement positions. And now it's all on the Ravens, really. Monster army is very, very strong right now. The economy of Veritas is indeed very much stronger. Those tanks are on siege, but they do not need to be sieged. They have such a great DPS alongside the Cyclones and the Raven. Anti-armor missiles not even need to be used. Just the auto turrets getting on everything. Raven's a little bit wasted. Finally, the tanks are going to siege, but there's one full Raven trying to get a missile. A turret. Not really managing to get more, no interference matrix, and the Raven will fall almost at full energy. A lot of SCVs surviving for Veritas, but the fight has gone in the side of Monster. in a huge way. This has been an incredible swing for the game. These Vikings enabling Monster to do whatever he wants right now with his tanks. There is no way Veritas can break through this without clumping out a huge number of units. A lot of Veritas bio is also falling to those tanks right now. This tank is not going to be seeing the Vikings. The Vikings are not going to be seeing this tank. But it looks like in the end, the fight will go in favor of Monster. The economy advantage for Veritas was worth for nothing in this early game. Liberators are in production as well for the blue Terran player, who's getting more and more and more ahead. Finally, there is a lot of bio. There are some SCVs helping with the fight, but these tanks are getting a huge concave, getting on every different side, and it seems like Monster cannot lose this fight at all. He doesn't want to lose this fight at all, and every single piece of the army of Veritas is going to be cleared. 22 SCVs down in this fight as well. There is just one tank, a little bit more bio showing up, but 4 tanks, not perfectly healthy, but still up, and 2 Liberators are going to be an impossible siege position to break through. Those 2 Liberators will not get anything done, but the tanks will do the rest. Monster, that's game number 1 of this best of 3 series. What a huge swing from Monster in this game. Just being able to break through everything with his mech army without breaking a sweat. Veritas very greedy actually after getting that much damage. I'd say that past a certain level, once you get that much economical damage, you just have to play aggressively for a little bit. Like, it's very hard for you to lose that income advantage at that point, and you can just press onwards. But I mean, that's a very tough decision to make, and that's not always a decision that pays off. Like, very good players can still handle aggression in a great way. Monster wasn't able to handle it in the early game, but was able to put such a huge amount of aggression of his own later on. There was actually no way for Veritas to hold that push. Army supply was like 20 supply in favor of Monster, and Veritas just tried to do his best in that scenario. Wasn't quite able to have a strong enough army. But let's see into this one next game if Veritas is going to be able to tie the score, or if Monster will get away into run of 4 winners bracket with a clean sweep. Here we are, spawning in the top left. Wait, no, not what I want. Spawning in the top left hand corner as the green Terran. He is Veritas. Oh, thank you for fixing the code, Sushi. Spawning in the bottom right hand corner instead, the blue Terran, 1 point away from getting into the round of 4, aka winners bracket semifinals in this series. It is Monster. Did I say he's blue and he's Terran? Because he is blue and he's Terran, and he's getting 2 gases at once in the early game. So once again, Veritas will see something really off coming from Monster. Mining with 6 SCVs. Guess right now? I think Monster wants to get a second factory really quick. Once again, here it is. the Reaper will not even be a thing in this game for Monster, who's going to go for a Marine, and this game was not played with game art. Am I correct? Yes, I am. Guys, I hate you. Play your games with game art. Save a custom. Well, just scouting for Veritas, who's gonna know exactly the same thing as game 1 is coming at his side of the map, but he will still be trying to go into bio without being too scared about it. There is one Reaper out of Wind Marines in production. I don't think Aliens can really do much. Also Bunker, Veritas wants to play it really safe right now. Meanwhile Monster instead actually scouting with the Rex. He doesn't even care about the barracks. He just wants a magnified accelerator cyclone going through the map, causing a ruckus. That's what he wants. And that's what he will get. Veritas knows, it seems. Bunker is up. But this bunker can just be locked on and destroyed from afar by the cyclone if Monster so decides. Especially Magnified Accelerator. Second cyclone on the way. Monster will finally get a natural. But this game is already going places, and TVT, I mean, Terran players will do anything, like literally anything, to not get into TVT late game, because TVT late game is the swingiest matchup of all. Like everything can, you can have like 50 supply advantage and lose the game in like less than 1 second. That's TVT late game. It's just nuts. Like 2 tanks can end the game on their own, and even if there are like 7 more of them. Those 2 units not gonna have a very good time on the side of Monster's base. Those Marines also gonna get a 1 lock-on, one of them will fall. There is 1 more lock-on available. 1 SCV will go down, lock-on, still on cooldown for both Cyclones. Should be available now. Monster behind in workers. But these 2 Cyclones can do so much. This bunker will go down insanely fast with Magnified Accelerator being done. I think the Monster can break even more through. There are 3 Cyclones out right now, and those SCVs will sacrifice themselves for the lock-on. There is 1 interference matrix on top of this 1 Raven. 1 auto turret will be used instead, will fall instantly, forcing 1 lock-on, but these Marines cannot do much. Veritas in huge danger. There is 1 tank, he needs to be sieging that as quick as possible, and right now Monster gets away to avoid any more damage incoming from this tank. Those Cyclones explode to tank fire. And Monster needs to be keeping these wrecks alive if he wants to make more factories. Like, this factory does, this wreck doesn't have to die. Oh well, it looks like it will. Like 5 Cyclones, Monster. Yeah, finally making a tank. Like, it was about time he started making tanks. Because Veritas can just leapfrog his tanks forward into infinity if he doesn't make some tanks of his own, or at least Liberators, of course. One Liberator, talking about it, he's going through the map to try and get some damage into Veritas' main base mineral line. These Rex will survive eventually. Like, Monster playing like it's a ZVT, like with his Overload barracks over here. Liberator, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kills for this Liberator over here, and that's probably 5 too many for Veritas, who's already in a pretty rough spot, even after having a natural, like almost an entire minute and a half before his opponent. He's still not gonna be faring well economy wise getting into the mid game, if there will ever be a mid game to get into. There are 5 Cyclones on the map. These 3 Marauders are going to be posing quite a problem for Monster. But Veritas cannot really make much happen. These Rex is burning. Will he burn? Like, just to borrow some winter's action. Let's go. Will an SCV make it on time? Will a mule be used to save this one Rex? Or will Monster be okay without adding any more production building for quite a lot of time? Meanwhile, oh my god, all the seconds died? Yeah, apparently they did. One tank, one Raven can do that. This Rex is still the most interesting thing happening right now. 60 HPs. Oh, it's close. It wants to die in his motherland. It wants to die back home. Goodbye, brave Rex. It has been a pleasure. Veritas will walk through the map. With just one tank, a bunch of marines, and a Raven. The Doom drop is going to be the thing for Veritas. Monster still doesn't know about it. And now he does. His army is far, far apart from where it needs to be. The cyclones are down. There is one Raven threatening the life of Monster heavily. There are 3 tanks, actually 4 to 5 tanks out for Monster right now. Those Vikings will get a full medivac, will get the Raven. Once again, Vikings, hero units in this matchup, really. Vikings just too good in TVT. Since the buff, like, Vikings have become a staple of this matchup, and for a pretty good reason. Like 135 HPs, very hard to put down with just Marines, bringing air control basically for free without anything that can be done. And with these many Vikings up, they can also fight tanks in quite a proficient way. Like, Vikings kill tanks faster than tanks kill Vikings. And Monster is walking through the map. Yes, so many tanks. 7 tanks. Oh, actually, it's 8 tanks. 9. I cannot count for the life of me. But there are 9 tanks. Veritas will steam into the third base of Monster while getting a third base of his own. But Monster has more workers, has quite a lot more army, and has a very, very powerful army going on for him. Of course, this bio is going to be posing a problem since it's going to be so much more mobile than the army of Monster. But I really do not see a way the Green Terran can hold the push that's coming at him. This looks like it's going to be a disaster for Veritas after being able to kill 4 Cyclones in the early game. Even after handling so many losses, is going to be facing 9 tanks with pure bio, and that's never, trust me, never what you want to do. Tanks are sieged on one side. These tanks are melting through the army of Veritas. The army just explodes. Monster will advance in the winner bracket, while Veritas will need to prove us what he's made of in the losers bracket instead. Let's see what has happened meanwhile, because a lot looks like is still going on. Togon and Hiren still facing each other. Reality was able to beat Devin in the best of 1 losers bracket first game. So guys, I'm going to be taking this chance to show you how great you can be towards the scene in an insanely quick and effortless way. Like, let's take a look at my big face for just a moment. Just type, wait, not what I want to do. Just type exclamation mark Macherino over here. It will bring up a code that you can use, like, very, very fast. Just go over here into the link that pops up. Click on contract. Well, actually, sign in first. You can use a lot of ways to sign in, a lot of ways to just register to Macherino. I'm going to be using Facebook for once. And here, just paste this coupon code AX capital COM 67 as a coupon code. Click on contribute and you'll be adding 50 cents for free into the prize pool. It's going to be taking like 30 seconds of your time. It's going to make a huge difference for the players, for us, for Match Arena, for everyone. It's going to be great way. It's going to be a great way to support the scene without actually, yeah, I already see the prize pool going up. Thank you very much for contributing a little bit more using this Match Arena code. It really takes no time. It makes a huge difference, improving the life of these players, just their lives. Like being able to earn something from StarCraft, being able to put up those games to show us what they're made of in those games, while being able to somewhat afford a good lifestyle. Just the dream, right? For any gamer, it's going to be the dream for these guys as well, and they have to start somewhere. So it doesn't look like we're going to have a game ready for quite a while. I really wish to see the winner between Tokon and Hiren facing Onigami, but I will be going into a quick break, guys, so I'll be seeing you in just a little bit before getting in the next stage of the tournament. See you in a little bit, guys. Thank you very much for sticking with us. Sorry for the wait, guys. I'm back for some more StarCraft 2 action. Waiting for another game to be available for us. It looks like Monster had an emergency, so he's going to be giving actually the walkover to Veritas even after winning that series. That's honestly too bad, but not much we can do about it. That challenge is super bugged for me right now. I don't know if this is happening for anyone else, but this is insanely bugged for me. Like, I cannot even scroll down to this game over here for some reasons. But, I mean, doesn't really matter, does it? So we're waiting for some more games in the winner bracket. The losers bracket also has to wait for the results in the winner bracket to see which are going to be the games. Of course, I will try to get into the winner of Token versus Iron versus Onigami. Meanwhile, Renegade will probably be following either Arrow Fire or Kawayan to be facing Veritas. And let's get into the game. Well, while we wait, I'm going to be telling you the real reason of these little back. Oh, finally! It looks like challenge is working for me. Well, the reason why I had a little bit of a pause, guys, is because I wanted to take a 9 PM coffee. So I'm going to be enjoying this with you. So just tell me in the chat which matchup you'll be wishing to see actually right now. I'm not even sure. Like, I really like this TVT. Also, more TVT will be very interesting, but I really want to see a Zero play right now. I really want to see a Zero. Didn't see a Zero play for such a long time. Beside myself, of course. But I don't really count, do I? Like, towards anything at all, really. So are Fire and Kawayan done? Well, if you want to see that game, guys, watch that game more so. Make sure to get into my buddy's Renegade stream. Great caster, gonna bring us some great Alpha X games as well. Meanwhile, we're gonna get into some other games as soon as we have them, which we really do not. Token versus Iron, I think they're getting into game 3 like now. Like, it's been like, I think it started like 2 minutes ago. At least that's what I checked. I missed it just barely, so that's on me, I'm sorry. But yeah, we're looking for a game, and we'll be looking for one until probably Kawayan and Arrow Fire will be done. Then there's going to be the loser of Arrow Fire versus Kawayan is going to be facing that Whaler into the losers bracket round 2, because Monster had to forfeit the tournament after that very convincing 2-0 victory, very sadly for everyone, really. He was looking very strongly one of the favorites to win it all, but you gotta do what you gotta do, right? So no big deal. Too bad we won't see any more games from Monster, since it was bringing some very interesting playstyles as well into this. Meanwhile, let's take a look at how my buddy Ren is going. And actually, how is the game going? Yeah, this is going to be like a live reaction to Kawayan versus Arafire, I think, since we're not gonna see any more games for quite a while. Oh my god, oh god. It looks like Kawayan is doing quite fine, but there are 4 Immortals just outside of his base. And Immortals are very good units, guys. Having 4 threatening looking at your base and you can get the natural, I guess Kawayan doesn't really like it. But we will see what will happen. Looks like they're done, actually. I see Arrow Fire over here. Yeah, I see they're... yeah, I think they're done. I think this game is about to end. And I'm not quite sure how is it going to end, really. Okay, I think we know. I think we know now. It looks like... oh my god. Challenge is bugging itself out of its mind, really. Anyway, it looks like Kawayan is going to be advancing further. Actually, Kawayan has beaten Arrowfire? Interesting. Very interesting. Kawayan versus Veritas, very much a game I would like to cast. Token versus Iron is still going on. I don't think they will be done anytime soon. Huh. My wish is their commands, it look like. So I'm going to... Arog is lacking. So, more TVT, guys. I mean, I asked for it, I'm getting it. And I will finish my call. Going full Italian on you guys. Always a pleasure. Gonna make a pizza stream one of these days. So first, 2 bands, Golden, Wall, Spirit and Industry, Zen. Well, not Zen, not yet at least. Yeah, guys are looking extremely confused in the video phase. Like, Veritas just banned Eternal Empire and... well, never mind. Okay, Nightshade is going to be the first map. I mean, pretty interesting TVT map as we've seen. Second map is going to be instead. Actually, our Hawaiian is very like he should be very high MMR. Yeah, he's 5.6k. It's like very much GM material right now. Very strong player. So no, I'm not gonna play in this, guys. Unluckily for you. I mean, it looks like. Wait, Hawaiian is European? Well, we're getting this. This was a very fun party to be in it. Like, thank you Veritas and Hawaiian for being such a funny banter. Are we getting into game number 1? No more time for banter. It's time for action, guys. And in this best of 3 series, we're going to be having 2 Terrans. The first one is orange, and he's spawning in the top left hand corner. His name is Hawaiian. The other one instead is spawning in the bottom right hand corner. He is red, and he is Veritas. So it doesn't look like we're going to see any junky, weird, double refinery build into factory early, into no natural, into 5 cyclones, into I will kill you in my units. Or maybe we will, because Hawaiian looks like he wants to go for something alike. And I mean, seeing how Veritas wasn't quite able to handle it in the series versus Monster, I guess Hawaiian probably has the right choice with it. It seems like the orange Terran will have a pretty aggressive build order going on for him. I don't see the refinery. Oh, I don't see the factory out. Oh, here it is. Oh my god, his SCV is locked. I mean, that's unlikely, but I absolutely love this. Like, please give me more of this. Like, this is so clever. And the supply depot rising up to block the SCV as well. That poor guy. It is done for. First blood gonna be given to Hawaiian, but he will lose his SCV, the scouting SCV as well, to 1 Reaper. There is no real need for such a fancy move. Meanwhile, this Reaper patrolling on the ramp, waiting for his comrade, battle opponent, to come on his side of the map. Hawaiian really rushing tech right now. Doesn't even think about getting a command center right now. Veritas is actually getting one. Like, this starts to look more and more like PvP. Like, TVT is starting to look like TVT. Well, TVT is starting to look like PvP, and that's not a good thing for a macro player, because Veritas is getting an expansion while Hawaiian is going full on aggression. This command center will not be delayed, it is already done. It is transforming into an orbital command, but Veritas doesn't really have much to hold with this, and it seems like 1 Reaper will go down, but Hawaiian is bringing on more alien into the action. There is going to be 2 aliens against 1 Reaper and 1 alien. 1 Reaper will go down. In the end, Hawaiian manages to get into his opponent's base. His alien is going to be repaired by SCVs, but SCVs are indeed going to fall. 1 more Reaper joins the battle. The grenade is going to be helping to kill for the Hellions. 3 SCVs down for Veritas. A lot of army has gone down for both sides. But Kawayan, even without expanding yet, he's just now adding a second command center. He's going to be at a free workers advantage while still being a little bit behind on army supply. He has the tech, he has the options, he can do whatever. And he's already sending his Liberator through the map. While Veritas, he's not even halfway through his one second, one Viking in production as well for Kawayan. He wants to keep up the aggression. Veritas reacting really quickly to this Liberator. Very unlucky with his workers positioning though. This one alien won't do much. He will get a lot of scouting information. 1 mule, 1 mule and 3 SCVs actually have fallen for Veritas. 1 fresh mule as well. Very, very unlucky play for Veritas. Meanwhile, Kawayan will also escape with his Liberator. Or, actually, he wants to get even more damage. Doesn't really care. This Liberator is taking such a huge time for killing. Oh, well. 6 SCV killed by Kawayan. But Veritas is going through the map. He wants some revenge. But the wall is... well, the wall is not up. But there are 2 Cyclones, 1 Viking. 1 Cyclone, 2 Vikings. Bunch of aliens, a bunch of Marines. Just had to do that, sorry. 2 Vikings, indeed. Looking for some scouting. Looking for that Liberator to avoid getting any more damage. But Veritas is not really going that way. Veritas is definitely trying to go into this other way, and Kawayan is just patrolling the wrong side without actually... okay, yes, 2 Vikings out even here. Veritas not really pushing forward right now. He's still keeping a lot of map control. There is 1 Raven out. He wants to be going for double aggression, but he's facing such a huge danger. Those 2 Vikings over here are definitely going to get the Raven. This is 1 free Raven for Kawayan. He's trying to escape. He will escape. That's 1 very fast boy over there. But it seems like Kawayan, definitely solid on his defense, will let these Liberators slip through for a little bit of eagerness of moving through the map. There is 1 tank out for the Orange Terran, and actually 2 out for the Orange Terran and 2 out for Veritas. But the Raven is going to be a huge factor in here. Veritas really wants to be on the proactive side. He's getting a couple kills with this Liberator, and it actually forces Kawayan to walk back into his side of the map. He's just a little bit too scared, and these aliens are going to get into the middle lines, and this is going to be so many kills for Veritas. 8 SCVs will go down, even more. 9 total SCVs will fall for Kawayan right now, even on workers, with his third base going up right now. Veritas will have a huge army supply going on for him. The decision of going into Bio a little bit earlier, it looks like it's paying off for the Red Terran. Meanwhile, the Liberator will be cleared, I think. Yes, it will be cleared. Not before getting another SCV kill into the mix. And this is not a great game to be an SCV. 11 fallen on one side, 11 fallen on the other. Now, tank count is going to be the most important factor. And it's going to be dead even right now. 1 Raven making a difference. There is 1 Cyclone still threatening Kawayan, but Veritas is walking through the map, strongly feeling about this Raven to be going to make a difference. And I actually agree with our Red Terran. 1 Raven can make such a huge difference, but he needs to siege before his opponent. Interference matrix on top of that tank is going to be keeping Veritas tanks alive. Is Mayo army steaming forward on top of the SCVs. There is still a lot of interference matrices on this, but it looks like the Raven is finally out of energy after putting down 2 auto turrets. Not sure if that was the correct choice, but it looks like it's paying off. There is just 1 tank on the high ground actually for Kawaiian right now. He lost 34 SCVs, 19 workers to 58, 32 army to 19. These bio units of Veritas are 1 shot away from dying, but it's not even like he needs them to be doing anything else. The damage is already been done, and Veritas can just stay there with his army, macro it up, and crush his opponent with a deadly army. Right now, Kawaiian steaming forward on top of the tank will get that kill for himself and break this kind of contain. Kawaiian needs to make a miracle with his Medivac to bring this game back into his side. And I'm not sure if he will manage to do so, because Veritas has his army exactly where he needs it. Kawaiian actually dropping right now. Veritas' army is badly bruised. Kawaiian is still looking for another way to be doing damage. And will he find one? It looks like he will. I'm not sure if he will target SCVs or the upgrades. He will target the SCVs. Kawaiian is just making army and trying to walk through the map. These SCVs over here are going to die or be pulled away. But 2 full medivacs will drop back for Veritas to help with dealing with the drop of his opponent. Meanwhile, Kawaiian has his full army at the doorstep of his opponent's base, steaming forward, getting into the middle line and getting even more damage. 11 SCVs will fall down. The tanks are sieged for Kawaiian and sieged for Veritas. There is no Raven to help with this, and Kawaiian is trying to even the scale right now. Will he manage to do so? I'm not sure of. I think not. The damage dealt by Veritas was far too great. But right now, he's still making his opponent sweat for this victory. He doesn't want to give a freebie in this game number 1. He wants to push his opponent's nerves into this series. Right now, 1 Marine threatening this command center, delaying it from getting on the ground. But Kawaiian needs to do way more to be putting this game on his side. Oh well, both armies standing at the center. Veritas just with a double medivac drop. Kawaiian with his full army looking for a doomed drop instead, even with that sensor tower being such a huge boon to Veritas' defense. The Red Terran really needs to make something happen to close this game, because Kawaiian is just playing a better strategic mid-game, even being so much behind in everything. Like upgrades are going to be kicking in crazy hike for Veritas in just a little bit. Kawaiian is preparing such a deadly drop over here. He's going to be dealing so much damage to the production of his opponent, even without having a strong army. He's now getting into the main of his opponent. The production is going to be facing some serious damage. Veritas indeed walking through the map with a strong army of his own, steaming forward on top of this ramp. He's going to lose so much. Veritas actually right now falling behind in supply, falling behind in workers, not so much. But just thanks to this drop into the main, Veritas is able to make a lot of damage happen on Kawaiian's side of the map once again. But this is so back and forth because Kawaiian is actually destroying the base of Veritas, and by doing that, he forces the GG out of his opponent. Kawaiian, what a comeback. That's a crazy game if I've ever seen one. Incredible comeback by Kawayan in a very, very back and forth game. Exciting game for both guys. But Kawayan, as I said, just had a better mid game. His strategic game plan was just overall better, and he got the win he deserved. What? The actual. Okay, Kawayan asked for 1 minute apparently, so let's take a look at the rest of the bracket. And Jesus Christ, challenge is just going nuts on me today. Mainstream. So it looks like Togon was able to beat Iron and get into the series against Onigami. Meanwhile, Renegade is casting Hour of Fire versus Dead Whaler, so make sure to take a look at my buddy's stream if you want to take a look at that series to see what Hour of Fire is going to be doing. Meanwhile, we'll be going back into Kawayan versus Veritas. And right now, Veritas not really looking strong in TVT today. Spawning in the top left hand corner, the orange Terran just winning an absolute masterpiece of a comeback in game number 1 of Nightshade. He's here on Simulacrum and he's Kawayan. In the bottom right hand corner instead is the red Terran player. Losing 3 TVT in a row, not the best feeling, but he had the last one in his grasp. He can make it happen and he will try to do so in game number 2. It is Veritas. And this time, it looks like he wants to be the guy with the gas income. Double Vespin Geyser being dropped by Veritas before even getting a factory up. Same for Kawayan. Bringing Mirror into this Mirror matchup. So, everybody guys, this is going to be a very, very aggressive match for both players, I feel. Not sure if that's going to be like the usual 2 Reaper and 4 Aliens. I guess 2 Reapers and 4 Aliens. Could very well be. It started to become more and more like a race for Hellions right now. But it's still going to be very micro dependent. Even the most aggressive build orders against the most greedy build orders is still going to be so much down to micro in a matchup such as TVT. I guess the same can be said for ZVZ in a way, since like one Baneling can kill an almost endless number of Zerglings. And it's pretty much the same here, like one tank can kill any amount of units basically in this matchup. So the first player to get a tank out is usually the player who standardized the game. Like, oh my god, how did I miss this? Like, this is more important than everything I've been talking about for the past 2 minutes. Starport being proxied by Kawayan on Simulacrum, probably the best starport slash Stargate proxy map of them all, slash Middle East map also. Because, of course, of the huge amount of dead air in this location, over here, over here, over here, and just the main base and the natural being insanely big in this map. Meanwhile, Kawayan trying to get some damage of his own, he will be able to escape with most of his units. Gonna be losing 1 Reaper. Meanwhile, a lot of dots moving through the map. Veritas is looking for some damage of his own, but Kawayan doesn't really want anything to be home for Veritas. He wants his proxy to be dealing so much damage as early as possible. Being so close to his opponent's base means that that Liberator can get so much damage so quickly, but Veritas is getting very easily into this mineral line without anything being home to defend it. So many SCVs are falling, and Kawayan, that's a no-no for me. That's not what you want to do in this matchup at all. That's not what you want to do in any matchup. Being at 16 workers at 4 minutes is not what you want to do. On the other side, one Liberator got 9 kills, so of course Veritas still not going to be hugely ahead, but he's still going to be having his tech units up for himself. He's going to be making a tech lab next to the starport. Is researching cloak for Banshee. It's getting interesting because first Banshee is going to be out way quicker for Veritas than it is going to be for Kawayan. While Kawayan is also behind on workers, this is anybody gains to win right now, because both Banshees are going to be eating up basically at the same time mark. Like this one Viking is also going to be able to get a little bit more vision about it. 2 orbital commands for both. Actually, one. No, Kawayan doesn't have an orbital command. I think this is heavily in favor of Veritas right now. His Banshee is going to be out in just a moment. Going to be hitting roughly at the same time as Kawayan's. But Veritas has 2 orbital commands. It means he's going to be having more scans available. But right now, this Banshee play is shown for Kawayan. And his Banshee is still hidden. Cloak not yet done. There is no Viking over here anymore though. It looks like Veritas is sending everything through the map. A little bit too eager to end this game. His Cloak is done. He can get so much damage, but back home there is nothing. Nothing at all. 1 cycle in production, 1 Banshee in production. Those SCVs just have to escape. They cannot do anything. There is 1 cyclone over here in natural actually. Veritas badly needs to make something happen. He needs to lock onto it. This Banshee is getting so much damage. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, Veritas, with his own Banshee, wants to end the game. This is a bad day to be a worker. These Marines will get on top of the Banshee. The Banshee will die. It looks like the Banshee of Kawayan will die as well. Both players losing a lot of workers. 13 for Veritas, 8 for Kawayan. But 1 more Banshee is showing up for the Orange Terran. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, this 1 bunker and 1 tank being able to hold an indefinite amount of aggression from Veritas. 1 more scan gets used. The Viking tries to get on top of the Banshee. The Banshee actually survives. 1 more scan needs to be used, and I don't think Veritas has 1 available at the moment. More SCVs will die for the Red Terran. It looks like Kawayan's playstyle is finally paying off, and this game is basically defaulted right now. 16 army supply to 10. Kawayan 1 worker advantage. This starport needs to fly all the way back home, so there is not going to be a lot of air units for Kawayan for the time being. Veritas doesn't really want to stop the aggression. He's getting more and more damage. 1 scan is going to be available in just a couple seconds, and when it is, this Banshee will be killed indeed. Oh really? Missile turret in the main, trying to help Marines. Going to be getting on top of that. But 5 more kills being gathered for Veritas, who's 28 workers against 23. It looks like the Red Terran once again is going to be getting into the mid game with quite an advantage. But yeah, Kawayan doesn't want to stop, does he? 1 Liberator over here, still proxied, still fancy play from Kawayan, who doesn't really want to fly this starport all the way back home, but still wants to keep up the air units production, still wants to keep up the aggression. Veritas, meanwhile, trying to push his advantage forward. 3 cyclones out. Tank count is going to be dead even for quite a while. I mean, not for quite a while actually. Veritas is going to be getting his 2nd tank quite a lot faster than his opponent. But over here, Kawayan adding up a command center quite at a later stage compared to his opponent. His third base is going to be very much late. But will this Liberator even the skills? I definitely think so. Not a huge reaction time for Veritas, who's going to be losing a total of 6 SCVs to one more Liberator, and he'll be going behind him workers again. Actually, this one Raven has been able to kill at least 4 SCVs, actually even more probably, after this one more auto turret. So Kawayan not being able to get workers advantage yet. This game is being crazy right now. Liberator will finally go down after killing 7 SCVs. 5 SCVs, sorry. But Veritas doesn't want to stop the aggression, doesn't want to give up map control. 3 Cyclones at 3 different spots. Kawayan cannot get outside of his map without his opponent knowing. His starport not producing anything for the time being, and the Raven is just hidden somewhere safe. Veritas is expanding, he's getting more economy quicker than his opponent, but well, what Kawayan has going on for himself, quite an impenetrable defense really. 1 bunker, 2 tanks over here make for some great defense, but everything else heavily in favor of Veritas, I'd say. Better upgrades, better tech, better production, better economy, better everything. Just 1 less worker. But that's all. Like, literally all. With more mules, the income of Veritas is still very much stronger than the one of his opponent. And right now, the red Terran wants to go for the Doom Drop, and he will definitely try to go for it. Tanks will see here into the main of Kawayan. The situation is looking rough for the orange Terran, who has now to defend his production. He has now to defend the tech labs, the reactors. This one tank will indeed be getting a lot of damage. There are 2 Cyclones with Modified Accelerator trying to do their best, but the army of Kawayan is melting to the one of Veritas. GG gets gold, and Veritas is able to win one of the most scrappy games I've ever seen. This TVT has been crazy good. Like, this game has been insane. Like, I just want to see it like at workers graph. The income is just so back and forth that it's just nuts how Veritas was able to keep his nerves on him and win this game, even after losing that very rough. No. The game was starting without game art, so had to notice the guys were a little bit too eager to get into the action. Meanwhile, RFI was able to get a victory on top of that whaler. He will wait for the loser of Tokon versus Onigami, while Reality and Hiren are still fighting each other to see who's gonna face the loser of Kawayan versus Veritas. Talking about it, we are getting into game number 3 of this wonderful series right now. Veritas mixing it up in this one more game. Let's see what he's going to be bringing on the table here in game number 3. Let's get it, guys. Here we are on Everdream, spawning in the bottom left hand corner is the orange Terran, just been tied after a wonderful game for both players. It is Kawayan, and in the top right hand corner instead, the red Terran, it is Veritas. So, are we going to see once again double refinery action? I definitely think so. I don't really see a reason why they shouldn't go for it. Like, last game was crazy good and was just... Yeah, here it is. Double refinery for factory for Veritas. Hawaiian, I'm not sure if just a little bit slow or he doesn't want to go for it. Yeah, he doesn't want to go for it. He definitely wants to be checking if there's a proxy, which there is not. And then I think he just wants to expand. He wants to have a bigger economy than his opponent. He's relying on his defense skills this time rather than his aggression skills. He's going to be scouting indeed his opponent, dropping the second gas. This is looking more and more like 2018 TVT meta, which is not like I don't like it. I actually love it, but it's not something you can do on every map. And this map pool is quite weird for an aggressive style in this matchup. And Everdream, I still have to make an opinion for myself on this map. This was looking like a more standard map than it actually is, because this big like ramp over here makes it very much different from anything we've seen lately, really. This is very weird, like it leads to some very unusual scenarios. So I still have to understand if it's a good or a bad aggression map, really. It's a good proxy hatch map, that's for sure. Proxy hatch over here is just insane. Like, contains are also very good. Cannon rushes are insane. Like a cannon rush over here, being able to eat here and here is just very good. But none of these things will be seen in this game. What are we indeed going to see? It's a lot of aggression coming from Veritas in a little bit. Tech Club attached to both the racks and the factory. I'm not sure if this is going to be some Banshee cloak action once again for Veritas, but double Tech Club definitely makes me think he really wants to go for something, because he's making Cyclones, so I'm not really thinking about Steam being a possibility in this stage. Veritas is just expanding now. Hawaiian has been expanded for quite a while. He already has an orbital command in his natural, but the army supply will now plummet for the Red Terran, since he took a quite bad engagement. Not a lot of stuff is surviving for both, but more stuff will survive indeed for Hawaiian, who was able to get a weird surround on the army of Veritas, being able to take all the aliens of the Red Terror. Meanwhile, Hawaiian is still going to be facing maybe an SCV loss. I don't think so. He will lose every single Reaper, he looks like. Of course, I'm talking about Veritas. Now, back home, it is indeed a Banshee cloak play for the Red Terran, but it is very aggressive playstyle has not really paid off this far. Hawaiian wanted to go for the most defensive approach, and it indeed paid off. Now concussive shells is done, yes it is, and this Medivac is hiding stuff in it. Meanwhile, a lot of aliens are going to be making something happen on Veritas side of the map. The army supply is very much in favor of Hawaiian right now. Like, it's almost double. It's more than double actually. Right now the Medivac boosting into the main. Concussive shells, marauders into the middle line. Aliens are going to be showing up as well. These Cyclones don't stand a chance. Good micro by Hawaiian, also getting a weird surround on top of that Cyclone. This Cyclone will also die for its saints. And Veritas goes to GG. Hawaiian, great game plan, great performance, great series, great victory. He will advance into winners bracket semi-finals. And the games were definitely great for this series. Eager to see what those two guys will bring to the table in the next few games. So we have a winners finals, guys. It's going to be Togon versus Kawayan, more TVT. Not sure about it, guys. I might want to get into Onigami versus Arrowfire, but winners finals, do I really want to miss that? Nah, not really. Like, not really at all. Togon versus Kawayan though is going to be such a long series. I can already feel it. Yes, I'm definitely going to get into Kawayan versus Token. Like, yeah, okay. The boss just told me do this series. So winners finals it is, guys. Kawayan versus Token is going to be this next series. I think we're going to play one game on NA and one game on EU. Just a ton of messages arrived to me right now. So Togon is about to join the party. We're going to go into video phase. It's going to be best of 3, also the winners finals. The winner of this will get into the grand finals with 1 point advantage over the winner of the losers bracket. Losers bracket finals also going to be a best of 3. Every other match in the losers bracket is instead a best of 1. We're still having to see who's gonna advance into the finals. I think that we have a clear favorite though. Onigami versus Arrowfire currently on the stream of Renegade. I will be very much surprised if Arrowfire doesn't win that. But Onigami, still pretty good player. Not quite able to beat Togon in the winners bracket semifinals. But still, the winner of those guys is still going to be facing the winner between Veritas, Reality and Hyren. Not the easiest match once again. We will see, we will see. My prediction, finals, Togon versus Arrowfire. And I will actually love to see that. Even though it could be Togon versus Kawayan also in the grand finals. Like, it's very much a possibility. So we're into Veto phase, Golden Wall. First Veto for Kawayan, Nightshade. First Veto for Togon. And he's now going to tell us what his second Veto will be. Simulacrum, it looks like. Togon doesn't really like the old maps. And Purity and Industry going to be the fourth and last ban for this series. So the 3 maps are going to be Eternal Empire, Everdream, and Zen. This is one of the weirdest map pools I've ever seen in a best of 3 TVT series. Like, Eternal, Zen, and Everdream are so much different one from the other. The first map is going to be Eternal Empire, unsurprisingly. Second map is going to be Zen, they will be playing on EU. And third map will be on NA and it's going to be Everdream if the need for it arises. Let's see who will get the advantage and the match point in this first best of 3 series between these 2 excellent players. Hawaiian versus Togon, best of 3 winners finals, everybody. Here we are, spawning in the top right hand corner as the orange Terran. It is Hawaiian. Spawning instead in the bottom left-hand corner. You can witness the base of the red Terran instead. It is Token, current Alpha X Apprentice champion, 2 times finalist as well, and probably the clearest favorite to win this tournament. Insanely good player, but if there is one flaw to the game of this guy, that flaw is indeed this exact matchup. TVT, not the greatest matchup of Token. He is able to win it quite often with early game aggression, but some other times he really makes it very hard on himself in these scenarios. Already a pretty big build order difference. Over here there is this one SCV scouting for proxy. Gonna get on top of this SCV, gonna see there is no proxy. But Kawaiian is going for the double refinery build. Meanwhile, Token is going instead for just a standard Reaper expand. The standard Reaper expand just gets your macro a little bit better in the early game. Of course, you're gonna be having a very much earlier second base. But this is also pretty much a bigger setup for any timing attack. So any timing attack coming from the least aggressive player in the early game is going to be much stronger, provided he is able to hold the aggression good enough. That's like something that's not really the same in any other mirror matchup. Like the early aggressor is going to be having quite a lot of momentum for quite a while. I'd say it could be the same in ZVZ, but PvP is just not the same at all. Because Protoss units just don't die that easily. Even if you go for aggression in the early game, you're probably not going to lose like 4 Stalkers. If a Terran goes for aggression in the early game, he's committed. He knows he's going to lose some units. And let's see what Kawaiian is going to be losing or not losing with his early Reaper and Hellion aggression. Just not too much of a weird build at all. But still, it differs so much from the other common build that it makes TVT a very interesting matchup to witness nowadays. Reapers and Hellions showing a Token's doorstep. There is not a defensive unit out yet. Meanwhile, Token is walking through the map with his own stuff. Looking for proxies, they are just not there. But he's now walking through the map completely, and it looks like he's going to be forfeiting a couple SCVs over here into the natural. Still just bring up the wall. Nothing really can happen over here. To be honest, Token is waiting for some more units before sending his own units back home. And Kawaiian is trying to get a lot of damage on top of this command center, really. I'm actually very surprised Token didn't lift it already. 1 Raven and 2 Marines are in production for Token. Right now, 1 Cyclone is also very much needed. The surround can begin for Token, who's still going to lose quite a lot, it seems. These Reapers just microing back as fast as they can possibly do so. Token saving all of his units, so does Kawaiian. Only 2 SCVs have fallen, but Token wasn't able to use his natural for quite a huge amount of time. Now Token trying to get on top of the Cyclone. 1 lock-on gets used. The Reapers are not strong enough to get the Cyclone. 1 more lock-on, he's going to get 1 more Reaper. Not now. Token just can scout. You cannot do very much else. Maybe get a couple SCV kills, but not even that. This round is perfect for Kawaiian, and the orange Terran is looking extremely strong into this TVT mid-game action that is soon to begin. Kawaiian, more workers, more army, more everything. Just the income is slightly in favor of Token right now, just because of these 2 fresh mules. There is also 1 Raven, another one is joining soon for Token. And 2 Raven can be very swingy in this matchup, especially since Token is not really adding up tanks at the moment. Yeah, this is the first one he's producing. Meanwhile, Kawaiian already has 1 auto turret. He's going to be helping with this early hold, but he's going to be wasting some precious Raven energy. Energy that Togon doesn't really want to give up that easily. So right now, one more auto turret needs to be wasted basically by Togon to keep the Reapers at bay. And Kawayan is sending in the Vikings to kill the Ravens. He's sending in one tank to kill everything else. There is one tank on the high ground for the Red Terran, but everything else of Kawayan is just a little bit too strong. The two Ravens are still up. The Vikings have been put to the ground, but just to kill more SCVs, Togon will not win this game. Kawayan's army is into its main base right now and is killing everything it sees. This tank will fall. One tank is up for Togon. But 21 workers, 42, 29 army supply to 13. Togon is trying his best to micro those Ravens into a hold. But this hold is definitely not going to happen with these 4 Vikings enabling Kawayan to do whatever he wants on his opponent's side of the map. Now GG is soon to be called. His orbital command is soon to be full. And Kawayan gets game number 1 in a clean fashion. Well, I mean, that was a rough game for Togon. Coming as the favorite, of course, Kawayan. Yeah, we're talking about one of the great players we have over here. We're going on EU for his next game. Kawayan, great series versus Veritas. Togon is not going to be falling easily as well, just like Veritas did. So let's see what is going to happen in this one more game. Togon is Masters 2? What? This is crazy. Yeah, Togon. Yeah, Zen was game number 2. Let's get on Zen indeed. Meanwhile, let's take one more look at the bracket. It looks like Hiron was able to beat Reality. He's going to be facing Veritas in the losers round number 3. Meanwhile, we're still into the winners finals over here to check who's gonna go into losers finals and who's gonna get into the grand finals instead, between Kawayan and Togon, the two clearest favorites of this tournament, of course. Spawning in the top right hand corner of Zen, we have the Red Terran player. It is Kawayan. Spawning instead in the bottom left hand corner, just lost game number 1 of this best of 3 finals. It is Togon. I would actually love to see this guy mixing it up. It's not like the guy who likes to go for aggressive builds, but he's developing some really adaptive playstyle that just makes him a little bit stronger than a lot of his opponents at the same MMR level. That's what made him win so much in Alpha X Apprentice this far. But of course, practice is very important, and practice is a thing that doesn't come easily to these guys, to this guy in these days, for reasons, life reasons, of course. It looks like Kawayan going once again for double refinery, while Togon is indeed just wanting to go for a Reaper expand build order. Standard stuff for the Blue Terran. Going to be having quite a lot of economy, a lot earlier than his opponent, but Kawayan is going to be having the aggression. Reactorate, barracks. I'm not sure if that's for Hellions or Reapers right now, but it's soon to be having quite a lot more production than his opponent. Tokon not yet adding any add-on to his production buildings. A Reaper is on the way for the Blue Terran. Meanwhile, this SCV just trying to hunt the scouting SCV of Kawayan. Going to be a kill for Tokon nonetheless. First blood is going to go in favor of the Blue Terran. Meanwhile, Kawayan going indeed for double Reaper with this reactor, with just one alien being produced at a time. The starport is on the way, not a command center in sight for the Red Terran. Meanwhile, Tokon is going to be adding up even an orbital command here in the natural soon enough. The army is still going to be even, but not for long, I fear. Kawayan going to be having more Vikings as early as possible if this is going to be a Viking play indeed. I think Kawayan is trying to go for something as similar as game number 1 as possible, on a map that doesn't really allow the exact same playstyle due to just one clear attack path being open, because this is not an attack path at all in TVT. Like, every single unit can die in an instant right here. Oh my god, Tokon. Okay, the positioning is good for Tokon. If Kawayan tries to push over here, it's going to be a disaster for the Red Terran. An absolute nightmare. He needs to go all the way through. There are enough Reapers, though. Yeah, he is going all the way through. I don't think he wants to push through here. That will be a big mistake. One Liberator is in production, of course, as well for Kawayan, who's pushing forward his attack advantage. Command center over here finally gets added in the natural for Kawayan, but the Reapers are what is going on for the Red Terran. This one Reaper over here a little bit lost, a one Medivac dropping everything in the main base of Tokon. Is going to be pulling these workers apart. 4 workers killed, and right now a lot of units are here into the second mineral line of Tokon. The clear hold of the Blue Terran is still not going to be saving all the SCVs, still saving a lot. So I think overall Tokon quite at well, right now he's losing a little bit too much. Like, these 2 more SCVs, quite useless loss for Tokon, but overall his hold was very clean. Not a lot of losses. Killing a lot of army. Kawayan still has a lot though. Like, a lot. And he wants to drop once again. There is one Liberator out for the Red Terran. Tokon is trying to position as better as possible. This one Liberator can get so much damage for free. And it indeed tries to do so, but doesn't manage. The tank will unsiege and get out of there. Meanwhile, aliens drop back into the main, and the hold of Tokon this time is looking severely worse. Look at the amount of workers killed with 4 aliens for Kawayan. Where was the army of Tokon this time? 24 workers to 16 for Kawayan. 3 workers have died for the Red Terran, but it doesn't matter at all, because Kawayan just wants to go for more and more aggression. There is 1 tank out, actually probably 2, if I want short to be into the fight for Tokon, but this one Liberator is putting up such a great fight. These aliens not very great at fighting tanks. And meanwhile, a lot of SCVs have been pulled by Kawayan into the fight, and a lot of SCVs have indeed died. It looks like this Raven is getting more and more action going on for it. 8 kills currently for it. Meanwhile, Tokon gets his workers' advantage back to this side. And Kawayan has been losing a little bit to army for free. This Viking will chase the Raven down. I'm not sure if he will get a kill. There is 1 more Raven to adding up his auto turret. Keep the Viking at bay, and Tokon saves his key units. After the worst ult I've ever seen, Tokon still ends up having a huge advantage This is TVT, guys. Swingers matchup of them all. There is one Viking against one Viking, but those two Ravens can bring up so much value to the table with this one tank as well. One more Raven is joining battle, one more tank as well. Actually, two more tanks are joining the fight. Auto turret will get the Vikings, and right now Kawayan doesn't really have much going on for him. His production is totally stopped. There are two aliens being produced by Kawayan. He needs to be making more SCVs. He needed to be making more SCVs. He tried to do so, but right now he has nothing to hold the army of Tokon. The Blue Terran just waiting for enough energy. On these Ravens, the SCVs have been pulled for Kawayan, who's now also dropping the Marauders at the backline of Tokon's army. Nothing shoots up. Those Ravens are there, chilling. Auto turrets doing all the job it needs to be done, and one Viking is going to be also helping immensely with that. One tank will fall indeed after killing a little bit of Kawayan's army as well. But meanwhile, over here, actually in the pool, Kawayan lost 13 more SCVs. There are two Marines killing the rest of the army of Kawayan. I think the Red Terran will call a GG in just a couple minutes. Couple seconds, I meant. Well, it looks like he isn't, but this game is over, guys. 34 workers in 19. Tokon just has 3 Ravens. Not healthy, but still 3 Ravens. 1 tank. The production of Kawayan is not existent. He's making a Raven as well, but that's just too late, buddy. I think Tokon can just expand to another base, and he is indeed doing so. And the situation is looking dire for Kawayan. Those two aliens will not do much. Steam pack almost done for the Red Terran. While just being started for Tokon, the army of the Blue Terran is just that much stronger. He doesn't even need Steam to be winning the next few engagements. He can just end the game whenever he has enough energy to do so. Those two aliens will be keeping track of the movements of Tokon's army, but Kawayan, of course, is trying to play the strategic mid-game. Those aliens will not be able to fight the army of Tokon head-on, but they can be able to pull his attention apart enough. This one Raven not able to do anything, really. Meanwhile, Tokon with a scan in the main base of his opponent. Oh my god, Corby Reactor? That's energy upgrade for Ravens. Like, weird. I don't see that happening quite often, really. It looks like Kawayan just wants to be messing up those Ravens. Breakthrough here in the natural. The army of Tokon is getting in position. There are a lot of Marines, a couple tanks. Everything is very much stronger for Tokon. I don't think Kawayan can really break through any position right now, just because of the mobility and everything else. Steaming forward, Tokon gets a good engagement with Raven helping with all the turrets. Everything is falling apart once again for Kawayan, who didn't have anything to kill the Ravens of his opponent. Right now, all the turrets blocking the retreat of Kawayan, and everything else is falling down. Tokon ties up the score and brings us to game number 3. Let's get on EU. Sorry, on NA. For game number 3, we'll be going on Everdream. Was it Everdream? I think it was. For game number 3, let's see who's going to be the winner of the winners bracket finals. Meanwhile, we have the semi-final of the losers round, Arrow Fire versus Iron. It looks like Veritas was defeated in the end, Onigami as well. So Harrowfire versus Iron, one of those two guys will be a losers finalist. Still waiting for Togon. Very easy. I think it was Everdream. The last map. Let's go. Game number 3. Renegade is going to be doing instead Arrow Fire versus Iron. To see who's gonna face the loser of this series indeed. So we have one guaranteed Terran finalist after GSL Super Tournament, Terran Exploit. I mean, it's not hard to see which is the best race right now. Just kidding, I want to trigger some Terrans. Spawning in the top right hand corner of Everdream is the orange Terran. Just being tied in his best of 3 winners finals. It is Kawayan. And in the bottom left hand corner instead, we have our red Terran player. It is the Polish Tokon. Champion of Alphax Apprentice, guys. Of course, Super Tournament is a whole other thing, guys. I think he won Super Tournament as well, actually. Did he? Or maybe Justice Simon did, actually. Not too sure about either, really. But it's one or the other. I don't think it's anyone else, really. It looks like Kawayan, for the 3rd game in a row, is going for the double refinery build. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But last game, it definitely looked kind of broken, to be honest. Togon was incredibly dominant after the early game, even after suffering an insane amount of losses. He just had the better stuff to hold. He's now going to expand, just going for a Reaper expand build. Togon playing it safe, playing standard. He likes it this way, and he's not changing it. No real reason for Togon to mix it up. This one SCV will survive. And the Reaper is through. Oh, this is interesting. The Reaper will try to check for the SCV doing anything weird. He will just find it hiding in a corner and get the first blood of this 3rd game of the series. First Reaper joining the battle for Kawayan as well. I don't know who got the first shot, but right now definitely Togon is getting more. I don't think this Reaper will survive, and it looks like Togon will get 2nd blood as well. Predator Reaper over here. For the red Terran, Kawayan is sending more units through the map though, and I don't think this command center will be delayed, but I do think that it will not be mining for quite a while once the rest of the army of Kawayan shows at Togon's doorstep. I think Togon kind of acknowledged his opponent would have gone for this build order once again and just try to auto-play against it. Looks like it was a good choice after all. The army of Kawayan is slightly stronger than the one of Togon, but these side blockers are going to be the biggest of deals. 1 alien falls for Togon, also 1 Reaper. 1 Reaper and 1 alien will fall for Kawayan, but the last Reaper will be killed for Togon as well. And right now, this SCV has to be pulled. If it doesn't want to die, the wall has to be raised. It is raised indeed. There is 1 cyclone in production. Togon has learned from his mistakes. He knows he needs 1 cyclone for defense in the early stage of the game. So, 1 Reaper is getting into the main of Togon. 3 SCVs have died, but still, Kawayan is just now adding a command center in the natural, so I already think that Togon is getting to a quite comfortable stage. He doesn't really want to lose more though. This Reaper is still alive and is still hunting down SCVs. The Viking needs to be moved into the ground. There is one Liberator over here though, and the Viking barely needs to be lifted up. One SCV will fall, not much more will happen. Togon even workers as his opponent. The Wrath of Kawayan looks like it has basically defaulted the game to a normal stage, because Kawayan is also mining from his natural. It doesn't really have a Cooperative Command yet. But the first Raven will be out for Togon quite at a faster fashion compared to his opponent, who went for a Liberator, trying to get some Rust damage. And having more energy and even more stuff going on is going to be quite a lot more important than anything else that can happen in this stage. Air control is the choice of Kawayan, who wants to be making more and more Vikings to kill those Ravens as quick as possible. Togon will be making some Vikings of his own as well. He will be a little bit behind in Viking count, but he will indeed be having a Cyclone and many more Marines than his opponent to be supporting the rest of his army. Kawayan indeed walking through the map again. I'm not sure what he wants to do. Like, this is a very varied army. He's bringing SCVs as well for repairs, I think. But there are 2 tanks out for Kawayan with 4 Vikings and a Liberator against just 2 Vikings and a Raven. This is going to be rough for Togon, but if he manages to hold this, thanks to the Raven, this game is going to be a breeze for the Red Terran. The hardest part is come. This tank sieged over here in the corner, the other tank sieged over here. They are quite far from the rest of the army of Togon though, so they need to be leapfrogged. Once scan gets used forward, Togon has vision of this Liberator and these Vikings. It means that this Liberator will be interference matrixed, and the Vikings of Togon can clear house on top of the Vikings of Kawayan. Production is near for Togon. Defender's advantage is kicking in. There is one very bruised Cyclone, 10 HP. This Liberator cannot do much, but the tank is also very bruised for Togon. The Raven has done it again. Best unit in the matchup by a wide margin compared to everything else. Just one Raven was able to hold this, and Togon is looking very, very strong right now, adding up his stack, adding up his building. He doesn't really have the economy his opponent has, but he is really be making a lot of stuff that can lead him to having a better mid game. This one Marine, of course, will scout the movement of the army of Kawayan, but will also die for it. Togon cannot really expand to a third base right now, even though he does have a third orbital command. Okay, he can right now. Kawayan also checking for a third being dropped by his opponent. One will sure be lifted up, I think. Shortly, sorry. But yeah, the production tab is going to be looking quite similar for quite a while, because like right now Kawayan just has the exact same things. Togon has just one more gas, but Togon is making it. And this game is looking quite a lot different from the others. Meanwhile, over here, one of the turrets, this Raven is the only considerable difference. Like, one of the turret killing 7 SCVs, huge difference. This Raven is no longer needed. It's the time for Vikings and tanks to be the real point of this matchup. And guys, let's get into TVT late game. We've all been waiting for that. The race to +3 Marines has begun. The race to Vikings advantage has begun. Togon has more workers. Togon has more army. Togon has the best macro. And I think that at this stage, he's the one who can lose this game, because he looks like he's already at an advantage. He has more production, he has more everything. The upgrades are kicking in slightly quicker on his side as well. I think, well, not really that much slider. Like, he's gonna have infantry armor, before his opponent by quite a lot. Kawayan indeed wants to get some more damage of his own though. These Vikings are sharking for something. Not really gonna find any though. 4 Vikings are out for token as well. It's not really adding up anymore. The situation is looking very dire, actually, for Kawayan right now. He's moving through the map with even production with his opponent, but less upgrades. Like he's starting +2, +1, yes, but he doesn't have infantry armor for his Marines. And Togon has more workers, more production. Well, his production is closer, not more production. I'm not too sure about this. The army supply is roughly similar. Yeah, Kawayan doesn't really want to commit too hard on that. I think it makes absolute sense. One more sensor tower will be added by Togon. I mean, looks like Kawayan is indeed trying to get on top of that instead. His cliff is very scary. Togon will scout the movement of Kawayan's army and will move his own army to face it. Viking advantage is going to be hugely important. These Vikings are going to be fighting each other. It looks like the first volley is going to be from Kawayan's Vikings, so this is going to be a huge advantage coming into the fight. The production of Togon is closer. The defense advantage can be a huge factor in here, but the army in the air is only of Kawayan right now. He's destroying anything little by little. There is a bunch of fire army down for Togon, and he's now trying to pull his opponents apart from different sides. Not really managing to do so. Kawayan's army placement has been excellent. These Vikings are facing a huge danger. The steam forward of Togon is getting on top of the bio army of Kawayan, but the side blockers are being such a big boon to the army of Kawayan. It looks like in the end Togon is going to be winning this fight thanks to his better upgrades. Kawayan was a little bit too eager. Right now Togon's going to be able to clear the army of Kawayan, but what was the cost for it? SCVs are dying. I don't even know where, but SCVs are dying for this. Togon is ahead. Togon is going through the map, but right now the upgrade advantage is in favor of Kawayan with +2/+1 against +1/+1. The upgrades have just started for Togon. There are 2 medivac, actually just 1 medivac, trying to get some damage. I think that Togon now knows the upgrade of his opponent a little bit better. +3 infantry weapons get started for Kawayan. And right now this is anyone's game to take. Kawayan is 10 workers behind, but his army is stronger than the one of Togon. The army placement is going to be hugely important in this late game stage. These Marines being decided, of course, to get some intel about the movement of Kawayan. Of course, a lot of Kawayan's army supply is medivacs, so I'm not even that sure this is a great thing. Togon is sending units into the main. I think that was not the greatest of choices. Right now Kawayan can get a pretty huge foothold over here. The tank will fall down. It's going to be no tanks against tanks right now. The upgrade are in favor of Kawayan. He's winning this fight hugely, but right now the production can really swing it for Togon. But can it though? I don't think it can. Togon was wildly out of position and is now paying the price for it. Heavy price. The tanks are helping, of course, keeping the production alive, but how long can they do that for? Those Marines are steaming on top of the tanks. Bad decision. Bad decision. Kawayan is going to be losing a lot of his army, but the rally of Kawayan is through the map. There is no tank against 2 tanks, but this Marine can just get in position, get onto the production. It looks like Togon is holding, but just barely. He's losing so many SCVs for that. I think it's going to be lose all the naturals. SCVs 25 will fall. Finally, the main of Togon is free from units. The army of Kawayan is still so much stronger though. He's still steaming through everything. And Togon, one slight mistake, 1 medivac, putting units into his main instead of sending them into the rally point between his 3 bases. And that's the clear loss of a game that was going heavily in his side after a couple skirmishes. This base over here badly exposed. This base over here not so much exposed, but still in a pretty rough spot. Kawayan is now on the high ground. He's now sieged up. Has all the air advantage he needs. This one scan will not do much. Tokon trying to steam forward. This game is not going to be won. Upgrades have kicked in as well for Kawayan. And we already have our first grand finalist. Tokon will have to face instead the winner of Arrow Fire versus Iron in the losers bracket finals. So we're waiting for that game to be done. How did the best of 3 took more time than the best of 1, by the way? Are Arrow Fire and Hiram playing a best of 3? Please tell me they're not. Oh well, what can we do about it? We just have to wait, I guess. Let's take a look at what's happening. Oh, actually they're just still playing a best of 1. It looks like Hiron is pushing with a strong army of roaches into Arrowfire base. I'm gonna cast this game as well. This is Renegade. If you want to see this game being casted, take a look at my buddy's Renegade stream. But it looks like Hiron looking strongly to get a victory into this game, with a Spire going up against just Immortals and a bunch of Oracles. No real way for Arrowfire to come back unless he deals outstanding amount of damage. 4 bases to 1. Aren looking very strong right now. And I think we will have our second losers bracket finalist in the Zerg player. We're finally going to see some Zerg action, some ZVT action as well, to be more precise. And yeah, I don't think Arrowfire can do anything about it. Yeah. Meanwhile, guys, oh, thank you Kawayan for the raid. Thank you very much. Eager to take a look at the winners finals. Does he know there's one more game to go? I hope he does. Is he still online? He's not. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Kawayan, are you here? You have one more game to go, buddy. You didn't win yet. Yeah, come on, there's no way he doesn't win. Right? Right? Yeah, we're going to be having actually 3 casters for this game. For the finals of losers bracket I'm talking about. Huh, weird. So, Hiram vs Arrowfire is still going, like, okay, Archons, guys. Make Archons, everybody. Archons are very good units. Yeah. And if you cannot make Archons, find a way to not fight Archons. Because fighting Archons is bad, because Archons are very good. And they're holding a match that is basically insane in favor of Iron. Oh my god. That was close. We're Prism playing some danger games. So, well, I mean, what Token wants? Who Token wants to face more? I think he's more confident in TVP than he is in TVC. He's very confident in both matchups, actually. Yeah. I think he would like to see RFI win this game, but I don't think he will see RFI win this game. I definitely do not think that RFI is going to be... Well, let's just take a look at it, alright? In my body, Renegade. If you want to see the stream and the casting of this game, just check in up. Of course, we're just going to take a quick look at the end of this game. Looks like Iron almost maxed out. He's going to be killing this one Nexus. I'm not going to cast it. This is Renegade's job. Don't want to steal his job. If you want to see this game being casted, just go on his stream. But yeah, Iron. A lot of units. Archons surrounded. Lots of stuff happening. I really have to hold myself not to cast this game, by the way, just taking a look at it. I mean, I love just watching StarCraft. That's basically what I do all day, every day of my life. But yeah, casting is better. Being able to talk to someone about what I'm seeing is just almost always better. One Phoenix taking a fight against endless mutas is just a funny thing, like a silly thing to take a look at. But yeah, this game will not go on for quite a lot. Like, RFI is really trying to put up the best fight he can possibly put up, but I think he lost. Yeah, this base 2 times lost, not even cancelled. The natural never went up, I think. A lot of stuff happening, like the Archons are dead. The mutas are free to get into the main. Yeah, game is over, everybody. RFI 17 workers against 59. Even if he clears the whole army of Iron, there is absolutely no way he can win this game. Like, Iron has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 archeries, from which he can replace every single piece of his army. And he is doing that. He's making 12 roaches. Like, RFI, of course, cannot produce anything. Banelings, of course, are going to be helping with that as well. Iron is also hiding a huge amount of army supply over here. Yeah, here it is. Like, RFI cannot break that. You can kill all those lings, though. Like, I mean, that's a lot of Archons. Banelings are not done yet. Like, lings are actually doing it. Okay, there are just 2 immortals. Okay, that, yeah, Banelings. Mutas. Yeah, okay, the game is over. Goodbye, RFI. It's been a pleasure, buddy. Yeah, GG. So, our losers finalists will be Hiron, best of 3 against Token, some ZVT action. And then the winner of those will face Kawayan in the grand finals. So, very well done indeed by our reserve player. No more Protoss players standing in the tournament, sadly enough. Our final is going to be either TVT or ZVT. And grand finals will be delayed as Kawayan has to leave. Ooh. Okay guys, I have some bad news. Apparently, we're going to be playing the grand finals on another day. I mean, it means one more day of StarCraft, so I'm down for it, of course. But we're not going to know who's gonna win this tournament today. We'll be doing the losers finals as the last game for today. It's going to be Togon versus Hiren, some ZVT action. For the last game of today. Okay, some more people are going to be joining. And I think Tokon and Hiren are going through the Vito phase. At least that's what I hope. I'm not even sure if the guys... Okay, yeah, okay, they are. Yeah, I think they're going through Vito phase. It's going to be a best of 3. Last game for today. And let's take a last look at the bracket, everybody. This as what has been going on. Oh my god, I cannot see money. It just looks insanely weird. Actually, I can zoom on it. Yeah, looks fine. So, after a tough run, Togon 2-1 on Hiren. He will face Hiren once again in the losers finals. Not sure who's the happier about it, but it looks like we're going to have some rematch between those two guys. Oh my god, so many people over here. Sorry. So rematch time, everybody. ZVT action. Togon won game number 1. The first series between those two guys, 2-1. So it wasn't a really clean series, a really easy series. But then again, in CVT, not an easy matchup at all. And it was also a very long series. Like, that series was going on while I was actually done with the winners bracket semi-finals. So we'll have a 1-2 minute break between the games, apparently. So, oh, Hiren is actually, he's actually got into Grandmaster. That's interesting. Yeah. Also, MMR is pretty similar, but not an NA. I don't think Togon plays an NA. Yeah, it doesn't play NA at all, really. Okay, so we're ready to get into game number 1. It's going to be a simulacrum. We're going to be starting there just now. And we're going to be see when we are ready. For the first game of the series, going to be a best of 3. Game number 1 on NA, game number 2 on EU. And then, if the need arises, we're going to be playing game number 3 on NA back again. But overall, it has been a great StarCraft day. Thank you, Renegade, for the raid, by the way. Thank you very much. Hope you guys enjoyed the games my buddies have casted. Okay, we will have to remake Iron chose the wrong race. Just the biggest classic of StarCraft 2 lobbies, guys. Failing to change race. Oh, this thing looks awesome. But yeah. Remake. Say that. That will be a little bit BM probably. Let me not say that as well, actually. Let's just get into this game already. Okay, finally we have the right race, the right map, game art on. Togon is just challenged me into a PvZ for the like 20th time in the last 2 months, but I don't know. Let's get on Simulacrum from game number 1 of this losers bracket final. Spawning in the top left hand corner is the red Terran player, heading from Poland. It is Togon. And in the bottom right hand corner instead, we have our blue Zerg player. It is Hiren. Oh, wait a moment. Well, what have we here? 17 Hatch. Caster Curse, guys. Do you know what it is? It is when I say something and the exact opposite just immediately happens. 16 pull for Hiren. Pull first into 6 scouting lanes. Maybe try to delay the command center a little bit for Togon, with the archery coming up shortly after. Meanwhile, Togon just going for a standard Reaper expand, it seems. Not mixing it up with anything too weird at the moment. I really don't understand why we're playing on NA, by the way. Like, both guys are European, right? Right? Are they both EU? Yeah, they're both EU. Hiren is from Denmark. Okay, well, I mean, we'll be playing the rest of the games on EU. No, I'm not the referee. Well, anyway, it looks like the lanes are done for Hiren indeed, who has been looking for a proxy that was not there. Reaper is walking through the map. The lanes are just spreading to maybe try to reunite and stop the command center from coming up while evading the Reaper. Reaper has come over here. It will see a Queen being up, the archery just going up. He will know this is a 16 pool built from Hiren. 2 links over here. Not a huge commitment, just 2 links. Delaying this command center by an insanely small margin, but still delaying it nonetheless. And of course the SCV just helped these Marines survive the battle. 1 Reaper over here trying to escape 1 link. He will manage to do so. The Reaper micro of Togon is insanely good. He will also be keeping this Reaper alive. The Predator drone almost got that kill, but almost is not quite enough for our Zerg player, who's now got the time to expand over here. The third base lane speed is almost done, and it looks like the game is basically standardized. I mean, Hiren hasn't stopped getting gas from these extractor. He didn't pull off drones, well, pull drones off gas, so he's definitely looking to be doing something. That's just too much gas. Togon knows right now. His opponent is still mining gas. There is no lair. I'm not sure if he actually saw the Roach Warren. But yeah, one lower overload gets cleared. And apparently Dogon didn't see the Roach Warren going up for Iron. And this Roach Warren, I don't really think is a defensive one. Because Iron, well, is not making enough overloads to actually provide enough supply for an army to grow. But he's right now making only roaches. He's not making any drones. Just roaches upon roaches upon roaches upon roaches. 5 right now, 8. Okay, even more. While Liberator is going on for Togon, that's a lot of aliens that can walk through the map and kill a bunch of drones. But killing drones when there are roaches is not an easy task for aliens. Like, it's a titanic one, really. Meanwhile, Hiren is soon to be getting some scouting information with this overload over here. Checking up what Togon will do. That's a lot of aliens. I don't see anything else coming from Togon. I would have liked to see, oh my god, a vision core, but Togon cannot move away from his side of the map. Hiren is just making a ton of roaches and sending through the map. Togon really needs to hold those bunkers and this wall up. One bunker is done. There are just a bunch of aliens. Aliens not quite good at fighting roaches. They can get on top of these lanes very easily. The roaches have to clear these aliens. There are enough Ravagers to kill the Liberator, but there is no high ground vision to get it. Togon really fancy micro move. These Ravagers are still getting almost all of the aliens. I think overall Hiren lost a little bit more than he was expecting to lose over here. Togon will not be supply blocked with his command center going up, but he still has to face a whole bunch of Ravagers over here. The Liberator is no longer a problem. Hiren just pushes through. Aliens are no longer a problem as well, because they are through the map in a useless spot right now. Hiren pushing forward. There is one tank on the high ground. He's trying to get into the perfect spot, but the corrosive vials will still get on top of that one tank. One more corrosive vial. The tank will fall. The wall will fall indeed. The tank gets piled down. There are 3 Ravagers against the production of Togon right now. 17 workers have fallen for the Red Terran. Just 5 for Hiren, with the rest of his army back home dealing with the aliens and the queens as well. Hiren just pushing forward on top of the workers of Togon, rallying lanes through the map. One Liberator is not enough. Hiren gets game number 1 with a dirty Rocho lane. Let's go back to EU for game number 2, guys, and also for game number 3 if the need arises. But Hiren will get a 1-point lead and a match point in this best of 3 losers bracket finals to see who's gonna face Kawayan. Apparently he's going to the finals. The finals will be next Saturday at 1 PM EDT, which is I don't know what hour to European time. Time zones quite never has been my thing. But let's go on to the second map. It's going to be Everdream. We're waiting for Hiren to come into EU for this second match. I don't know about you guys, but I kinda have the feeling this is not going to be the last game for today. I think we're going into game 3. I just think that Togon will not let this series slip through his hands this easily. Even though Hiren insanely effective with that many Ravagers destroying the defenses. of the Terran player. Yeah, we're waiting about Buster. I think. Yeah. He's doing that. Okay, yeah. We just have to wait a little bit before he can join this stream. Well, not stream. This lobby as well. Well, this bracket has done his work. You know what hasn't done enough work, guys? I'll show you. Let's get here on Twitch. Alpha X SC2. That's the stream. That's my face. Just type Macherino, exclamation mark Macherino, of course. He will put up. Wait, where's the code? Here it is. He will put up this code. You have to sign in, paste this, click on contribute, click over here, sign in to contribute, do whatever sign in you want, click on contribute, and boom, 50 cents will be added to the prize pool. So guys, make sure you can do that. It takes a very little amount of time and I will vastly appreciate it. Now is the time for one more game. Here, spawning in the top right hand corner of Ever Dream is the red Terran player hailing from Poland. It is Dokon. 1 point ahead in his best of 3 losers bracket finals is the Danish Blue Zerg. It is Hiren looking for revenge in these losers bracket finals, as I said, after losing to Dokon in the winners bracket. Well. Hiren mixing it up again. 16 pool. It worked once. Why shouldn't it work twice? Is Hiren probably wondering? Well, because Dokon is one hell of an adaptive player. And doing the same thing twice against him usually doesn't bring the same results. Doesn't mean he cannot win this game. That's very well early to say. But still, let's see. SCV Scout this time, Dokon already adapting his playstyle. He will see a little bit earlier what's coming at him. He will not let his command center be delayed at all, I think. Yeah, this SCV will see the archery being late. We'll see a spawning pool already up. And the Roach Warren as well. This SCV badly needs to get... Oh my god, what is he doing? No, Dokon, get a scout. You have to see this Roach Warren. There is no other way you can hold this without actually seeing the Roach Warren. Dokon knows it's something cheesy. I think it's just refraining himself to get into this space to check even better what's coming at him. Of course, he's gonna keep this Reaper on his side of the map. Hiren, I think he didn't see the SCV scout. I think Dokon has kept this SCV hidden for quite a long time. And right now he's going for further scouting, confirmation, Roach Warren. He knows factory is already going up. And I think that Hiren is kind of screwed. Dokon will definitely adapt to this. He's actually going to be defending on the high ground. There is one bunker just behind his production. And there is going to be a tank on the high ground as quick as possible. I'm not even sure if that's going to be a tank. Maybe we will just rush into a Banshee to kill things even faster. That could be a possibility. Just making a tech lab right now. Yes, it is. Dokon just having what could possibly be the best reaction of them all. Tech lab next to the factory immediately. He will make one tank, then swap the starport and the factory and make a Banshee to be able to hold this as quick as possible. Actually, what? I am extremely surprised right now. Like, extremely surprised. He's making double Hellions from the reactor. He's making one Marauder. Actually, yeah, I don't dislike it. I don't love it, but I don't dislike it. There's still one Reaper over here scouting what's happening. Hiren as his lair almost done. Not really looking to get a fair base. These 3 roaches are just going to be kind of a distraction, it seems like. They're not really doing too much. Well. The game is looking weird. This overload will be shooed away by the Marines. Aliens chasing down roaches is one of the weirdest things ever. Like, one roach takes roughly 7 damage from an alien, I think. Maybe even less. But all the roaches will be cleared thanks to the help of Marines, Reapers and Marauders. Hiren still making units right now. Is going to be pushing to 41 workers. But he has one lair. The third hatchery has gone up. I do not see any weird tech coming from Hiren, actually. So, I'm kind of confused. Okay. And just as I said it, it's a Spire. And I think it's the most solid transition Hiren could have possibly been doing. There is one Banshee and Cloak on the way for Togon as well, who wants to get some damage of his own. Like, to get the perfect hold to whatever could ever come to his side of the map, he kind of give up a lot of economy. And right now Hiren is just pushing a little bit too forward in his economy, being added a Spire. Of course, these aliens need to get some scouting information. They will not get any though. They will just go straight on top of the drones, not getting a bunch of kills. They're trying to get the Queen. This has been a little bit disastrous over here for Togon, who's now looking for the drones. Oh my god, these could be so many kills. Hiren, at the last possible moment, is able to micro those workers backwards. The Spire play is still hidden, and only 8 workers will fall for the Zer player. This Banshee is joining the battle, is right now getting only some links. Not really much. There is one over here, finally over here. No pun intended. It sounded horrible. I should never say such a thing again. But mutas are on the way for Hiren. The Banshee Cloak play is not going to deal a lot of damage. Togon making so many things at once though. He's also making Widow Mines. That's not a reactive decision due to mutas incoming. But they are still going to be good against mutas. Spreading those Widow Mines here and there with missile turrets being up. I don't know how. It feels like Togon just has 6th sense. Like, he knows there is a Spire even if he didn't see that. That's just crazy good game knowledge. Being in this situation so many times probably that he knows is going to be mutas coming at its side of the map. And mutas are indeed coming. Maybe also a little bit of metagaming. There is one Banshee who's... Okay, oh my god. He will see the Painly Nest but not the Spire. But mutas will be showing up right now. Togon knows for sure this is a Spire play. And he knows for sure he needs to make something to get those mutas. Oh my god! He's going to be losing one command center for free. I think that was a command center, right? No, it was a Rex. Okay, it was a Rex. It was just Rex. Mutal is trying to get on top of wherever they can get some damage down the command center. He's getting into the third. These mutas are not getting any good spot from which they can push on. One muta will fall. They will try to get a couple workers, maybe a Marauder or 2, maybe a Marine or 2. But it doesn't look like Hiren's mutas have been the power play the Zer player was expecting. 11 drones being produced right now. Hiren wants to get into the later stage of the game at the strongest possible economy he can get. He's losing all of his mutas basically for free. If Togon prepares a strong enough push, I don't think Hiren will have remotely enough stuff to hold it. With Baneling speed not even started, this could be a very, very big threat to Hiren's game number 2. Togon is indeed preparing some kind of push, I think. It's making a lot of units. Okay, Baneling speed finally gets started. I think he will barely have it for when Togon will go through the map. Mutas are still looking for damage. It's just 6 of them. They still one-shot a worker though. 6 more in production. I guess it makes sense. Hiren still needs a way to support his melee army. He needs a way to get on top of medivacs, on top of tanks, in case they come. Drilling Claws is on the way for Togon instead. +2, +2 for infantry to strengthen his bio. But Hiren sitting comfortably at 65 workers, adding up 2 more hatcheries, 1 macro hatchery, 1 4th base hatchery. Togon is looking for some damage of his own, it seems though. Marines are gonna be seeing this overload over here, getting a kill on an overload. Supply blocking Hiren for quite a bit actually. This game is anyone's to take out right now, really. I think Togon missed the window in which he could get a huge amount of damage. Right now there are just a little bit too many mutas to walk through the map without losing every single one of you. You need 5 overloads in production for Hiren to not be supply blocked ever again. These Lings are trying to look for a spot in which they can get some run-by damage. But there is a pretty big choke point over here. This is quite a good terrain map for this reason. There are Marines over here at the 4th base. They will not get much done. Lings are trying to join the battle. A couple Banelings will fall, but the Mutas will definitely end everything else this push could have brought to the table. This drop, sorry. 3 more Banelings will fall for Hiren, but Togon is still pushing forward army supply. Right now the army of Togon is actually insanely strong with good splits. I think this game is to take. If he decides to push though, he's still keeping his end a little bit too behind. And 9 more workers are in production for Hiren. I don't think Hiren lost, like, how many drones have died? 12? I mean, that's not little drones. That's not how you win the game though. Togon badly needs more damage. Splits are great actually. The mutas are pushing forward on top of the Marines. That's not where Hiren wants them. So this first engagement has gone heavily in favor of Togon, who's now pushing creep behind. Hiren is sending some of his own units through the map, but there is 1 tower, a bunch of Marines, and Togon is pushing more and more forward with his tech back home, enabling him to survive. There are a couple Marines over here. Widowmines gonna get a huge amount of connections. Almost all of the Banelings will fall for Hiren. The lanes are no more. There are a couple roaches, a lot of mutas. Banelings, yes, but nothing else is going on for Hiren, who's making 42 links at once right now, and that's not what you want to be making. Togon finally finding the way to break through the center path into the third base. His splits are still pretty good. He needs to end the game right now. A lot of Banelings are on the way. There are a lot of lanes that are trying to find connections. Banelings will find some good connections. There is 1-4 who's threatening all of these mutas away. Widowmines are still a little bit too far behind. There are not a lot of Marines though out there right now, while mutas are in healthy supply with +1 being done. Those mutas can kill that one single fort if they wish to do so, and they finally start the battle. Those mutas are looking for damage. Widowmines are still going to be having a lot of fun if those mutas count a little bit too close. I think Hiren not really getting the best engagement possible. Those Banelings will destroy a bunch of Widowmines. It looks like Togon is shooed away back into his base, and Hiren is swinging the game into his side back again. Mutas are able to do that without enough counters being up. And I don't see Togon making enough towers to actually be ending this game by killing the mutas. If those mutas die, the game is over, but those mutas have no real counter up at the moment. Liberators are on the way, +3, and 12 Marines. Yes, but with these many Banelings, Marines cannot simply get on top of the mutas for free. 6 more mutas in production, 12 lanes, greater spire. Actually, Hiren wants to bring in the heavy guns with ultra cover as well. The tech is really going up for Hiren, who's keeping his supply a little bit behind for this reason. Not sure if I like it. That's a lot of mutas, by the way, yeah? 60 mutas. Hiren still needs to make something else happen if he wants to win this game. Liberator in transition probably goes as well, going to be soon added by Togon once he sees Ultras or Broodlords out for his opponent. Glance still on the way. Hiren needs something else though. He cannot simply win the game this way. Togon is finding more damage over here. Those lanes alone will be able to keep the army, the drop of Togon at bay. But Mutas still too healthy in supply. The drop will be killed easily, but Togon has bought himself enough time to walk through the map with a real army. Still 2 medivacs down. 2 more medivacs down. Actually 6 workers have been killed by these 2 liberators over here. Getting some tiny bits of damage over here. Banelings trying to collapse on the army of Togon, and I think they are not getting exactly what they want. Hiren wasted so many Banelings for free. There was a whole bunch of Marines clumped up over here, and the Banelings just gotten into the wall. I'm not too sure about this, Hiren. You have no more Banelings. 23 in production, yes. 1 Ultra in production, yes. But you cleared the supply a little bit too early. You have now only Mutas for defense, and Togon is pushing through. It looks like Togon will kill so many Banelings even yet to be produced. And right now the Banelings are getting on top of all the Marines, and this is looking like a crazy game. Mutas will not try to fight on top of the Widowmines, will not try to suicide themselves to get the medivacs, but so much stuff is falling for Togon right now after so much stuff has fallen for Iron for free, and the Mutas are trying to get on top of the medivacs. They managed to do so. Oh my god, so many Widowmines though. Oh, Iron, no. Too many Mutas died right now. Iron trading supply in a really awful way. Just 1 Muta standing after 16 was the initial number before this fight. Togon can just rally through the map, I feel like. There are 2 Ultras in production, but those are slow Ultras. Cadinus plating, I think it isn't done. Yeah, it is done. Cadinus plating is done. But those are slow Ultras off creep. There are not enough Banelings. Oh yeah, Jerry, the accidental Swarmos, joins the battle as well. Oh, Heroes Warmos, no! He will die. Indeed. And Hiren will do so as well in just a little while, because the army of Togon is getting through the roof. 93 army supply, the 30 even worker supply makes for a 60, almost 70 supply advantage for Togon in this stage of the game. These Ultras are good defensively, but they are not going to be keeping Iron alive for enough time to get back to a healthy army supply. They are just going to die one after the other. Iron trying to set up surround after surround. Good splits from Togon will keep his army alive, and this is the moment as a Zerg in which you know the game is over. Losing the most external archery, the army of your opponent growing stronger, then you can actually reinforce that position. 1 more accidental almost is going to be joining the battle, but I think the game will be even ending earlier. Togon gets game number 2, and we're going to be having 1 more game to end this day. We're bringing this to game number 3. I don't even remember what was the third map actually. Togon has gone back to A. I'm going to tell him we're actually playing on you this one. Okay, it seems like someone told him already. Let's go back to EU for this third game. I'm curious about what map we're going to play on. Where's Togon? He just vanished. I don't know where to, but he vanished. So we're gonna have a 1-minute break between games, as was foretold. And actually, we have some shoutouts for sponsors for you guys to be see. Let's just get over here.
Eventually get a very good job. He gets his bachelor's in business management, and as you can see, he's very good at his supply line because he's always able to send those swarmlings at exactly 60 seconds every single time. He is committed, he is driven, and I don't know where I'm going with this, but I'm just waiting on these guys to get the next game going.
I think I missed the shoutout. Did I miss the shoutout or no?
Yeah. Actually gonna take a look at these guys a little bit.
Yeah, I missed the shoutout. I'm sorry, boss. I missed it. I was too late on that. But, well. Where is Tokon? Okay, so we're going on NA for absolutely no reason. Both players are European and we're playing on NA. That's not clever. Are we playing on EU or not? Map number 3 is going to be Eternal Empire. It's going to be last map of today's stream, guys. And I still don't get why we're not going to play on EU. But apparently we're not going to be playing the game between a Polish and a Danish guy on the European server, but on the North American one. I mean, doesn't make a huge difference, I guess. But still. Here we are. Eternal Empire. Map number 3. Let's get onto it. Okay, go. Well, I think we're ready. Let's go into the last game for today. Eternal Empire. Probably the best map of the pool. Probably the best way to end this stream with some great StarCraft 2 action. Tokon won the macro game, Hiren won the cheese. What are we expecting? I'm expecting Hiren to go for the aggressive route once more. Let's see what is going to happen, guys. Game number 3, Tokon versus Hiren. Spawning in the top right hand corner. Heading from Poland is the red Terran Tokon. And in the bottom left hand corner instead, the light pink Zerg, it is Hiren. No 12 pool, but that doesn't mean this is not going to be, well, it is not going to be a 16 pool as well. Could be a 17 one, but I'm not too sure. Yeah, it's going to be a 17 pool. Well, an 18 pool actually, to be more precise, but that's weird. That's something Hiren has been doing in every single game this far in this series. The Gus first as well. Now he's going to be adding up an archery He's not like the most committed of early aggressive builds. So just an overall very good build against proxies, I guess. So Togon is not going to be making one of those. SCV Scout to just be more prepared about what's coming. Last game, it was 3 roaches at his doorstep, trying to get damage with a very early roach warren. Didn't really work out for Hiren. He was able to sneak a lot of drones through, having forced quite a strong reaction from Togon. I don't think the same will happen this game. Togon knows once more this is going to be the exact same thing as game number 2. This far, he's going to be hiding his SCV as well. No Roach Warren being added by Hiren yet. I'm not sure if he's going to be adding one at all, to be honest. Not at this stage, at least. Probably wanting to go for something a little bit similar to game number 1. Okay, so there is going to be link speed before anything else. Yes, if he will go for some more scouting, will not see a Roach Warren coming. Maybe this is the time for Iron to get one, but he's just not caring a lot about it. Togon, meanwhile, back home, he's not committing too much into defense as before. He's just getting his standard build going on for him. 1 Reaper up, expansion up, 1 Marine up. Aliens are probably going to be the next follow-up. And Hiren is just macroing it up as well. This Reaper is trying to scout for something happening. We'll see 4 links. We'll try to get one. He will definitely get one. And he will go for some more scouting. Links are spread to try and get on top of the Reaper. There is no more tech structures for Hiren, who's now just getting more and more drones. And Togon is just feeling safe with his standard opponent. This Queen is be posing a threat to the Reaper's life, but the Reaper is just too slippery to be falling to Queens and Links. But you know what else is going on into this game? It's a 3-15 lair from Hiren. That's as early as you can get it, basically. There are very little ways you can get an earlier lair than this. And almost all of them are bad, because it means you get scouted by the Reaper. One more actually, all gas is being added by Iron. This could be a very strong 2-base Spire. Muda Lean Bane all in. Something like, I think Railgun was doing this build quite often. Not 100% sure, but I think it's one of his builds. And it can hit very quickly with a very strong army. Provided Hiren has almost saturated his natural, so he has, yeah, right now it is saturated. So he really has, it is going to be aspiring indeed. So he is going to have a very strong economy nonetheless. 2-base Muta play is one of the strongest ways to play this matchup, provided you have a great Muta micro. And Togon just now is sending the 6 aliens through the map. He will get quite a lot of damage, indeed, and he will scout this Spire coming, but this doesn't mean he will automatically get a lead into this game. He sees the Spire. Did he click on it? But, well, did he click on it? I'm not too sure. I think it's just microing the aliens. I'm not too sure about this. Okay, he sees a third archery being dropped. I'm not too sure if this third archery is a fake or not, but this is the early lair, and I think right now he knows this is a Spire. Or maybe he's just going in for confirmation right now with the aliens. He didn't click on... Yeah, I think he clicked on it right now. He finally knows it is a Spire. Third archery will go up. It's not a fake from Hiren. Togon is still going to get quite a lot of drones with his Liberator. 4 of them will fall. Meanwhile, back home, the Terran player has got his third base up. He's going to be +1 air attack for Hiren as well. 6 Mutas in production. Meanwhile, back home, Togon decided to go for the most standard counter to Mutas in existence, which is Marines. Double Evo Chamber for Hiren. So it's just transitioning as smooth as possible into the mid game. He wants to deal some damage with those Mutas though. He definitely wants to deal some damage, because otherwise he will get vastly behind in economy. 3 Orbiter Command with mules against an even base economy is always going to be in favor of the Terran by quite a far margin. The Liberator will be killed. Togon needs to place his units exactly in the right spots. 2 missile turret. Oh my god, these Marines are getting a lot of mutas basically for free. Hiren, bad control on those mutas will be... Oh no, what have you done? The Kyrek. Poor guy. The mutas will fall to some Marines being in the right spot at the right time. Those leans will try to get more scouting, more damage, will fail to do so. Meanwhile, the mutas sharking for some damage on the map. Baneling speed on the way, +1 melee, and Carapace on the way. +1 air attack almost done. The Hiren is also focusing on units, making 9 more drones at the same time. Togon focusing on tech as well, adding up an armory, factory, upgrades. This is looking like a good transition for both players, but I still think Hiren needs to make something happen right now. I don't really think that the Zerg player can really make sure he is getting stronger in the late game right now. He has a good creep spread, he's going to be adding up a 4th base for himself, but those mutas didn't do quite a lot. I go as far as saying these mutas have done anything but cause a really small reaction out of Togon. So another archery will be added as a 5th base. No, actually not. Yeah, actually yes. And another one will be added back home as a macro hatch. But right now, Togon is probably looking to push some creep behind from the mid side of the map. Creep spread has been looking amazing for Hiren. Really. But Togon needs to be finding himself in a little bit of a rough spot. I don't think these Marines can really do much. He's trying to split to force the Banelings into back connections. He manages to do so actually. And he will also get 1 muta. This has been quite a good fight overall for Togon, who's getting more Banelings. Not gonna get many more. This Medivac is actually trying to boost away into this big bait. And boom, one with my shots. Down 1 muta. Hiren doesn't fall for the bait. +2/+2 on the way for both players. +2 air attack as well for Hiren with +2 mutas. He can face basically everything, but he needs to bring his army supply quite a lot higher than this. With his worker supply being strong enough, and Hydra then, I'm not too sure I like this. +2 air weapons, +2 melee, +2 Carapace. Why would you ever need a Hydra then? You will never make Hydra lose in this situation. Even 1 muta will always be better than Hydra in this scenario, I think. Okay, Hive is on the way up. It could have been a misclick. Hive is on the way for Hiren. Wants to get into Ultras probably to strengthen his ground army, allowing those mutas to snap the key units. How many units are up for Hiren right now? Just 6. Not remotely enough. Marines will be finding their death to Banelings over here. The army of Hiren is split into different sides, but this side is very, very strong right now. At the moment, Marines and Widowmines are not getting the best of these Banelings and lanes. Hiren cleverly fighting a little bit at a time to make sure this planetary fortress doesn't go up, to make sure those Widowmines don't get perfect connections, but those other Widowmines will get so many Banelings, and I think this will be deadly for Hiren's push, because the production of Tokor can easily deal with those mutas. So it looks like Hydras were looking to be something possible for Hiren, but a good idea, I don't think they are. Marines are trying to get damage over here. Togon going to be losing more Medivacs. Overall, both players facing immense losses. Hiren has still a lot of Banelings in production, a lot of lanes up. Few mutas Yes, he's Hive. Yes, Hydras in production, and I still don't very much like Hydras into this scenario. +2 mutas always add damage any Hydra, thanks to their mobility as well. And those mutas are definitely committing on top of the Marines. Crazy connections with the Balins for Hiren. Togon doesn't really take a good fight on top of creep. Meanwhile, back home, a Ling run by will get free SCVs. Hiren is making only units, 5 queens, 6 Balins, 10 Lings. Meanwhile, Togon needs to buy time for himself. These +3 bio weapon, infantry weapons and +3 infantry armor is going to be so swingy into this matchup. I think that's the only thing Togon needs to win right now, because Hiren is still going heavy into just Link Bane supply without getting the +3 upgrades he badly needs. With actually 2 upgrade advantages, Togon will melt through the army of Iron. +3 Marines kill everything so quickly. Iron finally adding up more mutas. But this Widowmine field is starting to become a very tough thing for Iron. Balins will get good connections on top of the Widowmines. The rest of the army of Iron is trying to clash on top of this location. There is one planetary fortress that it will go down to Balins and mutas. And it looks like Iron will be content with this fight. Just over. A bunch of fire army survives for Togon, but not much else. And Hiren once again gets a good engagement, but doesn't manage to kill Togon straight away, which is expanding to another location and is still waiting for +3 to kick in. Adrenal glands, ultra covered are on the way. Still no +3 for Hiren. He needs it so badly right now. That's the thing he needs the most. Oh my god. Finally started +3 melee and +3 Carapace. Hiren. But Togon has bought himself enough time if the next fight begins with Hiren not having his upgrades up and Togon instead having +3 bio. I think the fight will swing in the direction of Togon heavily. And it looks like this is exactly what is going to happen in a little bit. I don't think Hiren wants to push into this any time soon. 2 Liberators basically suicide into mutas for no apparent reason. 42 more Links in production. Hiren is looking to max out of Link, Bane, Muta. It seems like maybe Ultras are going to be added with Cannons Planning on the way. And a Lurker then in production for Togon, for Hiren. A bunch of bio. Gets a little bit too ahead of himself for Togon, who's still looking closely to maxing it out with another round of production. Looking to get some more damage. Hiren looking to go for a surround instead. He will find the army of Togon moving out. Meanwhile, those Lings are trying to get on top of this command center, moving into the planetary fortress. And it will force a cancel and a lift. Togon forced behind once more. These units over here still trying to get a good engagement. But Togon will be maxed out quite a lot quicker compared to his opponent. Hiren doesn't really have +3 yet. Togon looking to find damage on multiple sides, dropping on every possible side of the map, trying to kill hatcheries here and there. 80 workers up for Hiren against 70 for Togon. The incomes are quite similar, but Hiren is getting Corruptors, he's getting Ultralists, he's getting the key units he needs, but this fight is going to be the key. Mutas are trying to fight everything at once, with Balins not getting the greatest connections ever. Widowmines will help with the fight, but there are not a lot of Marines up at the moment. One Ultra pops out of this archery, and now with Ultras out, I think the real hold can start for Hiren. Togon's army is badly bruised. Hiren just a little bit too scared to engage on top of this army. He will manage to finally break through, and Togon's army is almost destroyed right now with this Ling run by, causing so much damage on the other side of the map. 12 workers have died for Togon basically for free, with Hiren moving through the map to finally get more damage. These command center, oh my god, Brewlords are in production as well, and there is no absolute counter to Brewlords at this moment. Hiren needs to defend those cocoons, but he has enough mutas to basically be doing that for free. I think he has enough army to actually end the game right now, but he doesn't want to push on top of the production of Togon. These mutas have been the heroes of these matchups. The Brewlords are up, and Togon doesn't have an answer. Even 3 Brewlords are a little bit too much right now. He can fight endlessly right now. Brulots trying to get on top of this army over here. It's just an air army of iron. He's not even remaking too many ground units. Just 10 links to be helping with adrenal glands, to be killing this ground army. Mutas helping with some lots of AoE damage. Togon almost falling behind in supply to the Umber 100 is now 2 digits supply. Hiren still pushing through. More Brewlords, more Mutalisks, more Banelings, more lanes, more everything. Hiren looks like he's doing it. He wants to play in the grand finals. He wants some more CVT action. He wants the prize money, and he will get it for sure. GG gets called. Hiren wins the losers bracket finals. Crazy game from Desert player. Like, this was so back and forth. I thought Hiren was dead so many times, but he really wasn't. He was able to swing through Togon, quite undecisive, sadly, with some situations, not really quite able to push through in the windows he had to actually end the game. Hiren took the chance to end the game in the exact moment he had one. Even just 3 Brewlords were an impossible thing to hold for Togon with those many Mutas just dealing so much damage. And that has been all. So guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you on Saturday for the finals, the grand finals of this Alphax Super Tournament number 2. It's gonna be a best of 5 between Kawayan and Hiren. So some more ZBT action. And once again, I'll just beg you guys to be using the Match Arena code. Help us fund this tournament and give some more money to the players. I'll be seeing you guys very soon. Let's look for someone to raid with these many workers. Oh, he's offline. So guys, just before we're done with the stream, I just have one more thing. As I said, I would like all of you to just type !Match Arena in the chat. You will get this link and this code. Bring up the link, sign in with your account on top, Match Arena, and just click on contribute. You will see this window showing up for you over here. Just paste the coupon code over here, and by clicking on contribute with just this coupon code being over here, you will be adding up. I already used it, of course. You will be adding up 50 cents into the prize pool just for free, without any actual effort. It just took like 30 seconds of your time. So guys, if you will be so kind to do that, I will really appreciate it. So it's the last favor I ask of you before thanking you for watching this awesome tournament. We've been on live for 4 hours. It has been quite an interesting day of StarCraft 2, and I'm just waiting to know who I should actually raid, just buying a little bit of time before heading on to another stream to watch some more StarCraft 2 action. Just in a little bit, I guess. Well... yeah, my buddy Renegade is going to be casting some ESL Open Cup NA in a little bit. Going to be raiding him as soon as I can, as soon as he's live. Yeah, okay, he's live. So guys, let's go say hi. No pun intended. Let's go say hi to my buddy Renegade, who's going to be casting ESL Open Camp. He's going to be casting Chem versus Clem. Actually, interesting. So guys, see you there for sure. Fuck. Wrong command. Yeah, that was the right command. See you there, guys. As I said, once again, this is going to be Chem versus Clem ESL series. Very, very interesting stuff going on that way. I would suggest you guys to join the raid and take a look at the game. I think we're almost ready to raid. Just gonna wait a couple more seconds. Anyway, once again, I'll see you back next Saturday for the finals, the grand finals of Alphax Apprentice Super Tournament. Thank you guys for watching, and thank you guys for raiding Renegade and taking a look at this ESL Open Cup NA. See you next time.